whose bodies were found Sunday. CBS's Anna Schechter.
By the end of the night, by midnight, they had already arrested Nick Reiner. And so now we're awaiting likely an arraignment hearing. We're going to hear about formal charges, and that process will then kick in.
CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti is outside the family's Brentwood home.
Nick Reiner has been very open about his struggles with drug addiction and with homelessness. His role, the implication behind what unfolded inside the family's home, still unclear.
The director and his wife were believed to have been stabbed. Nick Reiner is being held on $4 million bail. Federal authorities have announced the arrest of 4 alleged members of an extremist group they say were planning bombing attacks in Southern California. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley.
The charges we are announcing today stem from the defendants and their co-conspirators' detailed, coordinated plot to bomb multiple U.S. companies on New Year's Eve.
He said they were arrested Friday in the desert testing explosives. U.S. officials said today, after 2 days of talks with Ukraine's president, 90% of the issues have been resolved toward ending the war with Russia. But in Britain, the new spy chief insisted Russia's president is stalling those efforts.
He is dragging out negotiations and shifting the cost of war onto his own population.
Jim Krasula reports in Alabama some students are going to court over the end of diversity programs.
Several students and professors in Alabama are challenging a 2024 state law that bans diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives in public schools. The law prohibits using state funds for DEI programs. Critics argue the law limits academic freedom and alters curriculums.
Jason Brooks reports there are some promising signs for aspiring homeowners.
In a sign of the lackluster housing market, 40% of homebuilders cut prices for the second consecutive month, the first time that's happened since May 2020. And 67% of builders are offering incentives such as mortgage rate buydowns and free or discounted upgrades like appliances and finishes.
Soap opera star Anthony Geary has died. He played Luke Spencer on General Hospital. His on-screen wedding to Laura Weber, the top-rated soap opera episode in American TV history. Gary was 78 years old. On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower. This is CBS News.
Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select Steel tools. Shop online at steelusa.com or in-store.
Another storm or flooding, but a change in the mountains could turn this around eventually. First, though, KIRO News Radio traffic and Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. The Emerald Queen Casino's got the update. Yeah, both directions of State Route 167 are once again closed between South 212th and 15th Avenue due to flooding. No estimated time to reopen this. So this is sending all those drivers over to I-5, and North 5 is heavy from State Route 18 up to State Route 516. There is some good news with this. We recently cleared a crash at 516, so that opens up a lane, and this backup will begin to loosen up for you. Meanwhile, Federal Way to Seattle is double the norm, taking 40 minutes. Southbound 405 is thick between the VMAC and the Renton S curves. I've been searching on my cameras. I don't see any blocking issues, so I'm not sure what's causing this. Bellevue to Renton, though, is going to take you a half hour. If you're heading into Seattle, South 5, you're crowded from Northgate to Mercer. Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes. And it's a good idea to check that route before you head out, as we have a growing list of road closures. Live professional boxing is back with the main event February 6th at the Emerald Queen Casino. The main event powered by WFC, February 6th, only at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. With little time to recede from record flood levels, another storm system is expected to cause major flooding along multiple rivers throughout western Washington. That includes the Green River, which has already cut off State Route 167 between Auburn and Kent, and it's prompted evacuations. More from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
The American Red Cross has set up a shelter at the Auburn Community and Event Center. About 88 people, families, pregnant women, and children are actively seeking shelter there. Akiko Kabua and her young daughter spent the night here.
They said the water is coming from Kent and everybody needs to evacuate to get away in case the flood comes in, because they said we might get trapped in.
Emergency managers say grab the essentials, clothing, medicine, important documents, and valuables, and seek higher ground. In Auburn, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The Skagit River crested at historic levels last week, and the river is rising again. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with more on that.
Skagit County is now under a flood watch through Thursday. This after last week the Skagit River flooded the Gages Slough, which flooded this neighborhood where I am in Burlington. That's where Rico lives with his family.
We actually did evacuate on Friday, but then we came back on Saturday.
Skagit River expected to see major flood stages tomorrow and Friday. In Burlington, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
An example of how powerful these swollen rivers are, the raging Nooksack River in Whatcom County swept away an entire home that Barry and Ruth Hutchinson had lived in near Deming for 45 years. Their son tells KIRO 7 TV the river began carving out the bank underneath the house.
And it kept eating out the bank all the way towards their house. It's happening fast? Yes.
The river pulled the house right off its foundation and it floated downstream. Fortunately, no one was injured. We could start to see some relief from all this flooding starting in the mountains on Wednesday. Meteorologist Kirby Cook says it's going to be cold enough for snow up there.
So the snow levels will drop below the past levels, and that means a lot of the heavier precipitation that's falling will fall as snow, and that stays out of the rivers, which is a good thing.
Yeah, until now, all that heavy precipitation fell as rain and went straight into those swollen rivers. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell! Yeah. Mondays, for I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I prefer the weekends! Son of a
Happy Monday. Welcome, December 15th.
It is.
Jake Skorheim here, Spike O'Neill there.
I am. Hey, buddy.
There you go.
Happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday to you. Boy, do we have a big week of shows for you. A lot of people are heading out on Christmas vacation soon. Not us. We'll be here all week. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't believe it. Today is 10 days until Christmas Day. And when you live in a house with a bunch of little kids like I do, every day is a countdown.
Oh.
We all have calendars next to the bed. Not my wife, my kids do. They all have calendars and they count down. So we are at 10 days officially today.
Do you guys have the little advent calendars that's with Legos?
No, we've done the Lego ones in the past.
Yeah.
Those became dangerous.
They become vacuum cleaner food.
Well, no, they became instigators for fighting.
What? Oh, because there's
there's different ones.
Yeah.
There's 3 boys that get them. We don't give the babies the Legos to the baby.
Swallowing, choking hazards.
But they would. But somebody gets one that they like, and somebody gets one that they think is kind of a.
I got a tree.
Yeah. And then they just, it's an opportunity for them to fight. But everything is an opportunity to fight when you're a little kid.
Yeah, that's how you build men.
That's how you build strong men.
I remember growing up, being the victim of my older brother's taunts, slaps, pile drivings.
All that stuff.
All those things. It builds character.
I pull my third son is, he gets it the most. His 2 older brothers.
It rolls downhill.
It rolls downhill.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's time honored.
Everybody loves the baby. So he's going to have he doesn't even know how to walk yet. And he's almost 2 because everybody just holds him all the time. But my third son is constantly getting it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, we try to protect him, but at the same time, I pull him aside. I'm just like, listen, you have no idea how much more equipped for a harsh world that you are going to be because you've had 2 tormentors.
Right. You're going to be the best trained kid.
He's already he's got hard shoulders. He'll check somebody and he's 6.
There you go. Right on.
Yeah. So he's learning. All right, so we've got a lot to get to. Let's get into first things first. We're going to talk to, this is going to be really interesting, speaking of all this flooding and now the receding of the waters, but now more waters are heading in. We're going to talk to somebody from Snohomish Fire and Rescue a little bit later. they've been doing a ton of work in
heroes
that
work,
area.
absolutely.
And I mean, that's my neck of the woods. It's very, very interesting to see what's happening there. And so we're going to talk to somebody. I read a devastating story just a little bit ago about, you saw this too, I think it was in Seattle Times.
Is this the Monroe trailer,
trailer park in Monroe.
Yeah, I saw that story too.
Laura, I'm getting a look here that we have some.
We got breaking news.
Here,
with
Aaron?
yeah.
Just weather.
Yeah,
news?
1 sec. I'm pulling up
No,
the
take your time, take your
weather
time.
service. Yeah, so flash flood warning just issued by the Weather Service. This is because of a dam break, actually, on the Green River. They're saying life-threatening flash flooding from the failure of the Green River levee.
Wow.
Here is the areas that could be impacted. They're saying Kent, Renton, and Tukwila. This is areas near Tukwila along the Green River levee. So, again, this was just issued maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. The flash flood warning is in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. If you're in low-lying areas, you're asked to move to higher ground immediately. Again, flash flood warning issued for, says, West Central King County. And again, this is because of the failure, a dam break on the Green River levee. Want to get that out right now. This flash flood warning in effect until 9 o'clock tonight.
Boy, that's scary. That is a ton of water moving through there too. You know, what's wild about this is the odds that we would have this storm front that moves in, which dropped, by the way, I was looking at this, 5 trillion gallons of water.
Are you kidding me?
5 trillion gallons of water.
These are the back-to-back atmospheric rivers?
Just the one
Cumulative?
that we just had.
Oh.
Now, we have another one coming in right now.
Getting in today.
But we have already had 5 trillion gallons of water dropping on us. And now we have this new weather front moving in with all of this water. So where does it go? Because the ground's already saturated. And like Aaron was just saying, you know, you have the in Green River.
Yeah, Green River, Duwamish Waterway, and Cedar River. These are all rivers and waterways that could be affected by this, all because of a dam break now. The Green River levee has breached.
Laura, can you reach out to somebody down there and find out?
We are reaching out to the Weather Service right now for some more information. They're the ones who issued this alert for people in that area, so we will obviously be on top of this.
And not to be poking the bear, but I cannot believe we haven't had more.
Yeah,
catastrophic. I mean, it's don't get me wrong. It's been catastrophic. 100,000 evacuated. Like I think 30,000 have lost massive, major property damages along these river systems, floodplains that people are in.
Yeah.
But I mean, not what I don't even want to say it out loud. We haven't had a. Oh, never mind.
It's a blessing. It's
It is.
unbelievable. We have no fatalities so far that anybody knows of.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
there's been hundreds
this-
of rescues that they've had to make through different fire and rescue organizations, and still without any fatalities. I did see that it looks like somebody died on a kayak. Did you see that? But they were, I don't know if that was flood related. That might have been recreation related. Did you see this story?
I didn't see the story. And were they in the flood zone?
There was 2 people who were kayaking through an area that they weren't supposed to be kayaking.
Yeah.
And
I would say it's flood related then.
But it's not like somebody got caught inside a house.
right.
And,
Exactly.
if somebody's
And
out
with
seeking that.
How many? 5 trillion gallons?
5 trillion gallons, which is wild. It's tough to even put that in context, like how much water that is. I tried to just a little bit. The average pool. This whole analogy will completely break down because who cares how many pools have been dropped on Washington? But it's just tough to fathom.
Okay.
The average pool holds 17,000 gallons of water. 5 trillion gallons of water have been dumped on us in Washington. So that's equivalent to 294 million swimming pools worth of water being dumped on you. The example just completely breaks down because who cares?
I appreciate the levity of that analogy.
Here's
Really
another
do.
one. Just to this.
How much water is in the Indian Ocean, for example?
Yeah, there you go. That's a better one. I think it's the same volume of water as Crater Lake. I saw that? The same volume of water as Crater Lake.
Wow.
Just dumped on Washington. It would take you, this is another number just to kind of make your mind spin. So if you were to count to 1 million, because how do you even fathom how big a trillion is? And this is 5 trillion gallons. It would take you 11 days to count if you started nonstop. 11 days to count nonstop to count to 1 million.
From 1,000 to 1,000, that kind of thing?
Yeah, to 1 million.
Wow.
It would take you 31 years to count to 1 billion. To count to 1 trillion, and again, just as useless because that's longer than this is longer than humanity is known to exist. It would take you 32,000 years to count to 1 trillion. So to get to 5 trillion, it's like 150,000 years. Again, these are pointless comparable numbers because who cares?
Yeah.
It's just a lot of water.
Well, it gives you a sense of the
More
scope
water's
of
on the
what
way.
we've dealt with. And now, and like you said, another atmospheric river is hitting. A Pineapple Express is hitting today.
Yeah.
It's not an atmospheric river. It's
But they didn't call it a Pineapple Express last week.
because it didn't originate in Hawaii.
Okay, that makes sense.
Pineapple Express specifically originates in Hawaii.
Well, there you go.
An atmospheric river. I think one of them started is water from Asia has been collected by this. An atmospheric river designates a very slender, connected system that carries
Which they said at
fluid
one
with
point was what, 7,000 miles long?
from the Philippines to here.
All the way from the Philippines to here. Yeah, it's wild. Here's another thing that's not great. In Snohomish County, they said that there is looting that's happening. There's reports of looting that are happening. On December 13th, this is from Como that I saw the story, deputies responded to reports of people launching boats and kayaks in restricted zones. Now, there's one of two things happening. Either somebody's sightseeing, which I appreciate. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I drove down near big rivers and
I've
to
seen
look at
people
them.
on skis when we have a blizzard. They just go out and look around.
Sure.
I see, there's a picture, one of the stories on the paper of a kid on a jet ski because his front yard is under 2 feet or 3 feet of water.
If you need to move around, what are you going to use?
Right.
You got a jet ski? I'd use it too.
Yeah.
But when it turns into something else, and when they suspect that you might be trying to kayak over to homes that are underwater and looting, that's a problem.
One story says that a homeowner got back to the property and found that his property had been vandalized and his property had been stolen, and he what's the word I'm looking for?
Recovered,
yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
He recovered them.
Yeah. He engaged with the looters and got his stuff back.
That's amazing.
From in their kayak or whatever boat they were floating around on with his stuff in it.
Can you imagine when you think about what these families are going through? And we have all these stories about just how much people have lost, and it's devastating. And if you have the means to help somebody in your area who is suffering through this, and right before the holidays, this is the worst time of year for this to happen. It's bad anytime, but it's especially bad during the holidays. Please do so and reach out. There's local organizations that are collecting money for things like this. But can you imagine if you're a homeowner who you're returning to your property, you're most likely the dad that's doing this. Probably the wife is not wading through the water. She might be, but it's most likely an angry dad like Spike or myself. And you're going back to try to recover some things at the house, and you see somebody in a kayak
Paddling away from
paddling
your
away
place.
with your stuff. Heck yeah, they better recover that. And I hope somebody got a paddle to the head. That's insane.
I'm amazed. I don't say it happens every time there's a tragedy, no matter where it is, no matter what it is.
Some leech.
There were the Palisades fires in California.
Mm-hmm.
They had to check people who were coming in to check on their property that were just there to loot.
Yeah,
happens in the floods. I have stories from as far back as the New Orleans Katrina flooding.
Oh, it's forever.
Looting.
Yeah, there's always going to be
It's always going to be
cockroaches.
people. Yes, exactly right.
Snohomish County Sheriff's Office emphasized the importance of securing your valuables, utilizing security cameras where they're still working, and they says, please respect road closure signs and avoid flooded areas. They say these people have already been victimized enough and are trying to recover after a natural disaster. That was the Snohomish County Sheriff's Department issued that statement in response to claims about people vandalizing. So please don't do that. It's awful. Did you see those pictures of on the way out to Leavenworth Highway 2?
Oh yes,
next to the
I think
Wenatchee.
we have some.
Do we
from
have
the
that, Laura?
WASDOT
Can
had
we
some
put
photos.
that up? WatchDOT posted this.
And I've been on that road 1,000 times.
Same
Route
with me.
2 through the Tumwater Canyon along the
You've probably
Wenatchee
ridden
River.
that on your bike a
on my
million
motorcycle. I couldn't tell you how many times. Those windy little roads, one of the most right there.
Look at that.
I've been on that road. And if you notice that picture, you can see that there's a rock wall constructed along the bank of the river. So it's not, but look how much force that took that away.
Unbelievable.
And we have no idea how far the damage will go. We talked to Sully last week. Once the water recedes and engineering and maintenance gets out there and takes a look at these road beds that are oftentimes compromised because of the massive amounts of water 5 trillion gallons of water that's fallen on this area with more to come, we're going to be a long, long, long time digging out, building out, repairing this.
When you look at this picture, we show it right now. If you guys are watching on the KIRO app, you can see this. Or if you're watching us on YouTube Live, that a giant chunk of road missing. I assume that this road was already closed prior to this happening. There's obviously no reports of any cars being sucked up into this, this road falling away, completely falling away.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cutout. The middle of the road. If you guys aren't watching this, the yellow line that splits those two lanes is going. East and west.
Surgical.
It's just gone. The one side is just gone into the Wenatchee River and just totally disappeared. And the tough part is, how long does it take to rebuild something like this? because now you have to think that water has just saturated entirely into that hillside.
Right. You can't build it. You know if it's compromised or not.
Well, I would just assume that this was a totally safe road because, all right, it's carved in the side of a mountain. It must be safe. This is a rock. This giant mountain is a big giant rock. It's probably fine. And it's not. And it just disappeared. And so, that's going to be a huge problem for them.
We talk about the impact of this storm on families, on property, on business. Leavenworth was down, was it all weekend or almost of the end of last week? There were no power in Leavenworth because
of wind. A bunch of the celebrations that were planned, I believe.
And now I saw a story that Leavenworth is backlit. It's opened up. It's ready to receive holiday visitors. Except that's the road in.
Yeah.
Route 2 is the road in. I mean, how do you
get there?
You got to go 90 over Blewett, and then you got to come back up the other way?
We were going to go, my family and I, we were going to try to get up there before Christmas, so this would kind of be the final time to do it this weekend for us. Good golly, look at that.
That's Route 2. That's a mudslide on Route 2.
We were going to go up there this weekend to see some of the holiday stuff, just to be part of that celebration time.
It's a magic place.
It's the best.
Like no place else on earth, maybe Bavaria.
Maybe Bavaria. But it's a longer drive. And we were sitting there going like, well, how do we get up there? We're going to have to drive all the way around. It's going to be an extra hour and a half in the car.
Yeah, because you guys got to come down and up and over. You have Route 2 is your direct. That's right there for you.
Route 2 is my backyard. Yeah, it's a problem. If you have suffered as a result, if your home has been damaged into this, there is a possibility of recovery from federal funds. We all heard that the federal government stepped up and they said immediately we're going to provide funds. There's two different phases of funding. I was looking into this. This is interesting. There's initial funding costs to get you through it, and then there's the damage and all the after effects, which is a whole separate application process that Washington will have to then apply for.
Right.
So right now is the emergency funding part.
Emergency declaration allows FEMA to come in and assist with equipment, with personnel,
and with finances. And
yes.
And then further down the road, sorry, I hit my mic. Further down the road, there is more funding that could
disaster relief
that could be gotten if approved, and I can't imagine it wouldn't at this point. But that is down the road. The Washington State would actually have to apply for that. This isn't just guaranteed to
I saw
happen.
the governor and both of our senators, Cantwell and Murray.
We had that on Friday.
We were there. Well, I saw a photo of them meeting with the mayor of Mount Vernon.
Oh, okay.
And they were asking FEMA to send people here, FEMA representatives, to be on the ground, in Washington to expedite communication, give them, put your hands on the disaster, and that way you can get our relief and our processes initiated instantly.
This is interesting too. We saw this issue was huge in California when they had the wildfires. You have private insurance companies who no longer insure certain areas.
Right.
And then sometimes they do drop people when, they've decided to remain in those areas. So that's also true for flooding, not just fire, but it's also true for flooding. And so if you cannot find private flood insurance, there is a federal option. It's called the National Flood Insurance Program. And I want to just read you a little bit about how that works. Once the claim is filed, it typically takes, and this is where was this piece at that I read this? This was a really great piece.
It's one of the Times, I think. One of the Times.
Yeah, Seattle Times says this. Once a claim is filed, it takes 8 weeks for the payments are finalized. That's according to the Washington Insurance Commission's office. Let's see here. FEMA flood insurance policyholders could immediately receive $5,000 initially without an adjuster visit. So that's just like cash on hand.
Right, get you going, get you started.
Get you through whatever you need. And then once you have further documentation, then up to $20,000 and there's additional funds.
Right, and there's I think it's $250,000 they cap the FEMA insurance program at.
That's right.
And that the initial 5 or 20 will come off that final settlement.
Yeah, they'll deduct it from whatever you get paid out.
I've been reading into this too. The people who have had, there was a flood 3 years ago. There was a big flood in this area up in the Skagit. Mm-hmm. And folks who filed claims and restored their property were then dropped by their private insurance companies after filing a claim. But if you do have private insurance, that can cover like temporary residency stuff, which FEMA doesn't cover. The national FEMA insurance programs don't cover temporary shelters and things like that.
Yeah.
Which, getting back to your point earlier about if you can help this time of year.
Yes.
I know it's the holidays and everybody's already on a belt-tightening mode. But there are so many great organizations that are doing everything they can. The rally of this community around our neighbors, whatever it may be. I saw the Bethany Covenant Church was featured, one of the folks we spoke to last week.
We spoke with them Friday.
They were featured one of the Times stories today, too. People doing great work.
Let me also highlight this real fast. And full disclosure, this is an advertiser, but it doesn't mean we can't highlight them when they're doing great things. Wilcox Family Farms, they're donating 1 million eggs. They do this yearly, actually, but right now, the timing of this is kind of perfect. They're donating.
People already hurt for food.
Yeah, I mean, people already. These are to food banks across the South Sound region this season, and I can't think of a better time that this is more in need than right now.
What a wonderful partner we have.
Good job from Wilcox Family Farms too, and all of you out there who are doing good stuff to help folks. We really love that. All right, can we talk about the Seahawks next?
Yes, we
There's
can.
There's a lot of complicated feelings about that.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
We'll get into it next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
Thank you to all of our great KIRO News Radio listeners.
This is the moment.
For making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
Television sales on Black Friday set new records as millions of Americans snapped up the hot deals. But a lot of people were out of town or too busy to take advantage of the special pricing. So, how about a redo? Right now, you've got a second chance to save big on many of the top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs. Where? At Video Only, where the smart shoppers go. So, don't miss out. Check out Video Only now, or
you'll be sorry.
You know us. We're the heating and air conditioning company with the big colorful logo and the recognizable trucks you see all over Western Washington. You know us as the company that believes in the good we're doing and the impact home comfort has on your personal happiness. In its third generation, our family-owned business has been improving the lives of our customers every day since 1957. Call the experts in installation, service, and repair. Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Your family's comfort is our family's business.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Brent Wilcox and his daughter Hartley talk about holiday gatherings on the Wilcox family farm.
Hartley, we're getting together with all the family on the farm to celebrate the holidays.
Yay, it's always a good time.
Papa and Grandma are doing the turkey and all the fixins.
Sounds good.
Aunt Sarah and Uncle Andy will likely do the sweet potatoes and pies.
Nice. Can you bring me home some of those omega-3 eggs?
Why? What are you making?
Doodles.
Doodles?
Yeah, snickerdoodles, Dad. Come on, they're my favorite.
I should have known. I'll bring the eggs home tonight.
Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
Anytime, Hartley.
Look for Wilcox Organic, omega-3, and hard-boiled eggs at fine grocery stores near you, including Metropolitan Markets, Whole Foods, PCC Natural Markets, Fred Meyer, and Safeway. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Remember to pick up Wilcox hard-boiled eggs for a healthy snack on the go or a tasty addition to any meal. Available at Costco and your neighborhood grocery store.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83 or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83 or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
$83 or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
$83 or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment. so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
KIRO News Radio, continuing coverage.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. There has been a critical levee break along the Green River in Tukwila. National Weather Service meteorologist Harrison Rademacher.
We just issued a flash flood warning for a levee break in West Central King County. This goes until 9 p.m.
Brendan McCluskey, director of the King County Office of Emergency Management, on who needs to get to higher ground right now.
On the right side of the bank of the Green River, in the Aurelia area of Tukwila, Kent, and Renton. And as you heard, we want people to know about this and get out now if they're in that area.
This affects 46,500 people. We will put details on this on our website at mynorthwest.com. The flooding Green River has already forced the closure of State Route 167. Both north and southbound lanes shut down between Auburn and Kent. Homes along the Green River in Auburn have been evacuated. Greg Bales tells KIRO 7 TV.
Never have I seen it this in 50 years. I'm almost 60, and never have I seen this river look like this. It's very alarming. I think it's cause for concern.
The affected communities are north of South 42nd Street and south of South 277th Street. Even if evacuations have not been issued for your neighborhood, if you live near a river, always have a plan. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas explains.
That plan includes a go bag, of course, with all the essentials like food, water, medication, anything of that sort you might need, as well as a full tank of gas.
We are in the midst of another wet weather system. Western Washington rivers, some of which crested at record levels last week, have had little time to recede. National Weather Service meteorologist Kirby Cook.
We're still dealing with the impacts of the rainfall last week. It's all aggregated, and we need a period of time where we're able to kind of drain off all that precipitation, and it does take a while.
Things could start to change Wednesday when he says it'll be cold enough in the mountains for snow. Until now, all that precipitation up there has fallen as rain directly into rivers, prompting widespread flooding. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 41 points. NASDAQ is off 128. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here is Nate Connors.
All right, Heather. Closets by Design has the update. As you can imagine, we're getting really busy out there. That Green River levee breach is our latest, adding to our list of road closures in that area of Renton and Tukwila. And, of course, as Heather just mentioned, both directions of State Route 167 are closed between Renton and Auburn. South 405, we're seeing really thick volumes along South Center, but those earlier backups near the VMAC have cleared, and this is what's shifted now down to the south. Bellevue to South Center, a 20 to 25-minute trip. North 5 taking on all those drivers that typically take the Valley Freeway, so we're seeing a steady backup between State Route 18 and South Center. Seattle to Federal Way to Seattle is a half-hour drive. And just a reminder that 50-mile closure is still in effect on Highway 2 between Skykomish and Leavenworth. We're waiting for an update from WashDOT later today when this might reopen. In the meantime, that leaves I-90 and Highway 12 as your cross-state highways. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Again, a flash flood warning has been issued by the National Weather Service due to a levee breach in Tukwila along the Green River. If you are in low-lying areas in Kent, Renton, and Tukwila, anywhere near that river, you need to get to higher ground. Today, it will be wet and windy. We'll see highs in the mid-50s, and it is 50 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're going to talk a little bit of Seahawks right now, but you just heard about that in the news break, that levee failure on the Green River there. Very scary stuff. If you guys are around there, or if you have pictures you want to share with us, that you want us to share out with people, or things that you think that we should know about that we can share with folks, you can text us, 888-973-5476. Again, 46,000 people are in the area that they're saying you need to get out now, including 2 schools and a hospital. Just very scary stuff. So be safe right now if you are in that area that's affected. We'll have more on that, too, in the news and throughout the show as we learn more about this. All right, let's talk about Seahawks. Spike, did you watch the game yesterday? That's a silly question. Of course you watched the game.
I watched it twice.
Did you really?
I swear to you.
Why?
I watched it, when it was being played.
Yes.
And I'm texting back and forth with a friend of mine who also is just pulling her hair out and biting her nails and getting an ulcer. Because I was so disappointed in how we were performing in the first half, and all through the game we couldn't find the end zone. These guys were 0 in the red zone. But I went back and watched it late last night before I went to bed. I speed watched it.
Sure.
Because I said, wait a minute, before I come in and dump on these guys for lowering their performance to the level of their competition.
Okay.
I want to get a non-emotional response, just kind of critically look at the film.
So you took a little time away.
Took a little time away.
You went back
and watched it, and I'm thinking, you know what? The Colts played the most inspired game I've seen that team play in any team play in a long, long time.
I prefer to think of it that way.
Well, the Colt defense rose to the occasion. The game lent itself to some really weird field position moments. We had a deep ball and then a sack and then a penalty and a drop pass here and a penalty there. And the indicator, the 13-6 halftime in score, I was like, that's really, it's not as bad as it looked.
Yes.
And as I watched the game throughout the course of it, and I saw, you called it, the second half team that we are all year long.
Yes.
This coaching staff making the adjustments that they make. I give so much credit to the way this team Mike McDonald's team is coached. From an offensive perspective, from a defensive coordinator perspective, they gave up 3 points in the second half. They found their seams, they found their opportunities offensively in the second half. And while they never got the end zone, 6 for 6, Jason Myers was
just completely on lockdown yesterday. Every time he got behind the ball, I was so confident. I just said, all right, it's in. This guy looks great.
And before we start flowering him with praise and love and adoration,
which he deserves,
he deserves. Yesterday, if I've said to you in the pre-show, I said if we manage to win the number 1 seed, it's going to be because of that guy's foot yesterday.
Yeah.
And you very succinctly pointed out the reason we have to is because he missed a 60-yard field goal that would have beat the Rams.
Which is that his fault? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't fair to me.
But you got to keep things in perspective.
Yeah.
Live by the foot, die by the foot.
You know what's so crazy about football is every single play matters so much. Like when you get to the end of a season, you can look back and you go like, boy, if he made that one kick,
field goal, right?
Seahawks are in a completely different position than they're at right now. And they have not lost to the Rams, and now they're going into a Thursday night football game. They don't have to beat the Rams.
Right.
All these things are now different because you miss one kick.
Yep.
Every single play in football, every game is 10 times more important than the average baseball game because they have a tenth of the games.
Yeah.
So everything is just ratcheted up.
Yep.
Which is why it's so fun and exciting and frustrating like it was yesterday to watch. I just kept waiting for them. Here's the thing that bugged me about yesterday. I was watching 2 things yesterday. I was watching this phenomenon happen in front of me. I could not believe that Phillip Rivers started. I could not believe that he finished the game. 44-year-old old man Rivers finishes the game.
Threw the touchdown pass at the end of the first half, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Here it is.
Yeah, that.
Rivers from the shotgun on 3rd down and 3. A slot to the left side. Rivers wants to throw. Stops. Throws over the middle. Touchdown Colts. Boy, does he make it look easy. And just running right away from Josh Jobe, who was in coverage that time.
Ray will not pleased.
He was.
You know who was pleased though? This is his high school team celebrating. They kept doing these shots. They kept cutting back. Was it a CBS game yesterday? CBS.
Yes, yeah. And they were going to Alabama, where he is the
high
head
school
coach.
football coach.
Yeah, and these kids were having a watch party.
Here's what they sounded like when he scored his touchdown, which was his 423rd throwing touchdown?
I don't know.
Doesn't really matter.
First one in 18. It was 1,800 days. I think I saw that stat.
Well, 1,800 days since the last time he played. I don't even know if he threw a touchdown on that day. But yeah, this is
that crazy.
Crazy.
And he's got a man. Touchdown! That's Josh Downs, and that's Phillip Rivers with a touchdown pass.
His story is so cool. How can you not want to root for that guy? Obviously, we can't because he's playing against the Seahawks.
Right. I want him to play well but not beat us, and that's what happened.
I didn't want him to get injured.
I didn't
Thank
want
God he didn't get injured.
You know
That's fine.
Was it just me, or was making that guy wear all white just cruel? That was a cruel turn of fate.
They should have let him wear black.
He looked like the Pillsbury throw boy back there. The white did not help him.
I'll tell you what.
At all. And I don't know if that might have been padding on his ribs, to be fair.
No, it wasn't.
Are you sure?
Because they all wear the same padding, and they don't look like they have big bellies.
He was bubble wrapped under that jersey, man.
You know what else I noticed? When he throws that touchdown.
Yeah.
And I would do the same thing. He's just kind of like, he's celebrating.
Yeah,
like he's doing
he's
real old man celebrations.
Yeah.
And he's just like, like kicking a leg. He's got a little hippie in his old age. Now, he's a big guy.
Yeah. He's always been a solid.
He's always been a solid guy.
Yep.
He probably was that way when he was in his 20s, and he's certainly that way when he's 44. But it really is a testament to how fit these guys are when they're in their prime. Because when you watch most professional football players, you forget that they're in Laura probably doesn't forget this, but I forget. They're in thin, super tight outfits.
Yeah.
That accentuate every curve. And they're all just rock solid.
Yeah.
And then you see a guy like Phillip Rivers waddle onto the field. And you're like, oh, yeah. This is what a semi-normal looking guy would look
he's not out of shape. I mean, he's
not
arm
in great
flab.
shape. He's 44.
We're so lucky. I mean, knock wood. We got the win. It was a wonderful day for the 12s. Win's a win.
Yeah.
If they'd had a real quarterback out there, first off, I don't know if the team would have been that inspired.
I don't know.
If the other guy had started.
I agree with you.
Yeah, their offensive line played
they were playing
inspired.
out of their minds.
Their defense played out of their minds.
Yeah. And I don't think they would have done the same.
Not for a backup quarterback.
Because they wouldn't have had to.
Right. They knew they all had to go a little bit further and a little deeper into the well.
But thank God.
So did Jason Myers.
Jason Myers did what he needs to do.
Off the left hash mark. There's the spot. Kick is away. The fans just told you. Jason Myers, with his 6th field goal of the day, has set a new Seahawks franchise record. 6 3-pointers.
Unbelievable.
But when the Colts were driving for the 60-yard field goal from that kid, a career best, that kid was cut a month ago by the Saints.
Are you serious?
The kicker for the Colts was cut a month ago by the Saints.
He's ice cold.
He had a relationship with the special teams coach for the coach of the Colts, right? But the fact that our Coach McDonald called 3 timeouts.
Yeah, smart.
And saved 47 seconds. I'm like, what did...
I was wondering that too. I was like, what are
we
you doing?
called because they knew this kid was hitting 60-yarders in warm-ups.
Okay.
And he said, this kid's if they got even within the midfield, this guy could beat us with a field goal. We have to save some time, and they did. And with no time left.
And you know what? Yeah, we didn't score touchdowns yesterday, but Darnold still went down the field with 42 seconds left. What is that? Three passes to get down there?
3 completions in there, yep.
Boom, boom.
The kick before halftime?
Yeah. No, all of it.
I mean, yeah.
Seahawks found a way to win.
I felt good. That's why I watched it again.
Yes. They did that without any offense.
That's right.
Now imagine if they have offense. And Thursday's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait for Thursday.
It's playoff football right here, baby.
It's the best game of the season coming up. All right, we got a lot more coming up. This is really interesting. Kids are not reading books. Not really at all. And we're going to have that discussion. Why is that happening? Is this a positive thing? That's a funny question because obviously the answer is no. We'll talk about it next. Stick around.
The Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was 2 brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. KIRO Newsradio. Breaking news.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're following some breaking news. There was a levee break in along the Green River, and joining us now we have Brendan McCluskey. He's the King County Emergency Management Director. Joins the show. Thank you so much for making the time.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, can you tell us? There's 46,000 people that are going to be affected by this, possibly. What can we tell folks out there?
We can tell them that if they're in the area that is getting in a warning or a flash flood warning or a warning from us, that they should leave the area immediately.
And can you do you know where exactly this happened on the levee?
Yeah, it's on a place called the DeSimone Levee, which is on the right side or the east side of the Green River in the Aurelia area. That's going to affect places in Tukwila, Renton, and Kent.
We had a text message from somebody who just texted in who was asking how this might affect the local businesses in that area too, the Boeing and other businesses. Can you give us any insight into that?
Sure. The immediate area that's affected right now is almost exclusively industrial and commercial. So businesses in that area need to evacuate.
Is that right along there's a golf course down there? Is that about where the levee broke?
I don't know exactly where the golf course is, but it's really in an area that's heavily commercial and industrial.
What about folks' evacuation routes? Do we know if there's any specific preferred routes people should take? Is that a state patrol issue or?
Sure. We've been telling them to go north and south, and there's current updated information on our emergency blog, kcemergency.com, that'll tell them where the rally points are.
Can you also, for anybody listening right now, who might have a kid in school? I know that there's 2 schools that are affected by this area. What should they be doing? Should they be picking their kids up immediately or reaching out to the schools?
So yeah, we've confirmed that in the immediate evacuation area, there are no schools or hospitals that are affected. Those are in some areas that might get water later on down the line, but immediately right now, the schools are not affected. And
as it stands right now, what time does this affect until?
Until further notice.
Okay, further notice.
Do you know the water level in the Green River prior to the levee break? It was obviously was it at maximum height at this point, or had it already started to recede?
I don't know that it was at maximum height in the Green River. I think it was down to a phase 3, but still water levels are extremely high. They're going to remain high for the next 7 to 10 days because of the water behind the dam and additional rain that's coming in. And so this is not something that's going to clear up in, just today. It's long term.
Is there any advice that you can give? And we appreciate your time. We're talking to Brendan McCluskey. He's the King County Emergency Management Director. Is there any advice you can give on people who are hearing us right now and, they're going to evacuate? What should they be grabbing with them, and how quickly should they be going?
We want people to go now. That's what the message is sent. This is not something that's, it's something that's going to, even if they don't see water right now, the water is coming. We want them to get out now. They should be getting the things that they need to bring with them, that they're essentials, important papers, medications, and getting out now.
Okay. Is there anything else that we should be sharing with our audience that you can think of?
All the good information is on kcemergency.com.
kcemergency.com. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time. That was Brendan McCluskey, King County Emergency Management Director. Man, that's a scary situation, Spike, to think about, especially if you have a house in that area. I mean, he's saying right now that's kind of mainly in an industrial area, which is fortunate, but water doesn't stay in one place.
And it said the water's going to keep coming for the next foreseeable future. There's shelters available that we can list. I got this from the kcemergency.com website. The Auburn Community and Event Center is available. The Ray of Hope Shelter on Auburn Way in Auburn is available. Evergreen State Fairgrounds up in Monroe. These are. I'm not sure how these are relevant to this particular. Yep, they are. Also, pets are welcome at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds, which is an emergency shelter right now. And as the director mentioned, it's a go now evacuation.
Yeah.
It's not wait and see if it comes to your place. It's going to come. The water, the levee broke, the dam's coming, more water's coming with a forecast of 5 to 10 inches more of rain with this particular atmospheric river that's scheduled to hit today.
It's interesting because there's a on the website here that I was just reading, there's just some general preparedness suggestions, but this is one you don't really think about that's very important. Keep your phone charged. Just a simple thing. Just keep your phone charged in your car. If you're moving around your car, just keep it charged because that's your lifeline to reach people. And you're going to get updates. And, obviously we'll keep you up to date here as we know more information. But that's a very, very scary thing to be told. Get out now. Go now.
It's a go now evacuation order.
They say never drive on these super flooded roadways as well. They say just 12 inches of water can sweep a vehicle away. As heavy as your car. It might be 2 tons, but 12 inches of water, that's enough volume that can just
take your car away.
Take your car away.
And as the director mentioned, use a north or southerly evacuation route when you're fleeing this particular area. And we mentioned the communities that are affected by this directly: Tukwila, Renton, Kent, the Aurelia area down in South King County.
All right. So, we're just covering this, and we will keep you guys up to date. Again, there's been a levee breach on the Green River. And then did he pronounce, was that the DeSimone? I couldn't figure out how to pronounce that.
DeSimone.
DeSimone levee. Okay, that's a levee failure there. All right, well, we will keep you guys up to date on everything. Text us if you guys have any questions or if there's anything that you need to know that we can find out for you. We have access to stuff you may not. So text us at 888-973-5476. We have a lot more coming up in the show. We're going to keep you up to date on this. And we're going to have more Hawks coverage later and just all sorts of stuff that we haven't even gotten to on the show yet. Can we also, a little bit later in the show, talk about some of this Rob Reiner stuff?
Yeah, of course.
At a certain point
course.
today, that's like probably one of the biggest national stories that people are talking about. Just a tragic, awful story. But man, that guy was a genius. All right, we'll keep you up to date on what's happening with the levee break and much, much more. Stick around. Be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
We're taking a look at the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to transportation in the year 2025. We're going to start things off with the good, like projects that actually finished, or maybe light rail going where it's supposed to, things like that. Tuesday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
There's leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now. Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Hey, it's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. This Wednesday night at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Wednesday night at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit,
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The younger son of director Rob Reiner has been arrested in connection with the deaths of his parents. Their bodies found in their Brentwood home Sunday. Tina Patel has the latest from Los Angeles.
Investigators still have not said how Rob and Michelle Reiner were killed. The medical examiner came overnight and took the bodies of the couple, so they should be able to provide more information at some point. Now, police are not saying any information about the possible motive for the homicides, but we have learned that Nick Reiner struggled with addiction and homelessness.
He's being held on $4 million bail. Scott McFarland reports on the arrest of a group of suspects that authorities claim were planning bombings throughout Southern California.
Federal prosecutors say the 4 people they've arrested are part of an anti-government extremist group called the Turtle Island Liberation Front. They allege they busted the group while they were testing bomb-making equipment or would-be bombs in the Mojave Desert on Friday. And according to the investigators, the group was plotting New Year's Eve bombings near major commercial distribution centers in California.
Evacuations have been ordered for some suburbs in Seattle after a levee failed from days of heavy rain. President Trump indicated today a deal to end the war in Ukraine may be possible.
We're getting closer. We're having tremendous support from European leaders that want to get it ended also. And at this moment, Russia wants to get it. And the problem is they'll want to get it ended, and then all of a sudden they won't. And Ukraine will want to get it ended, and all of a sudden they won't.
Stacey Lynn has more on the details hammered out with Ukraine in Berlin over the past 2 days.
The latest iteration of the deal has what U.S. officials call very, very strong security guarantees, which would also include strong military deterrence, oversight, and deconfliction. They say Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are willing to go to Russia or Ukraine if needed, as they've been instructed to do whatever is necessary to get a peace deal.
Jim Krasula reports a trial is underway for a Wisconsin judge accused of helping an immigrant evade federal authorities.
Hannah Dugan finds herself sitting in a most unusual spot, the defense table in a federal courtroom. The Milwaukee County Circuit Judge is accused of helping an immigrant to flee the courthouse after she learned federal ICE agents were in the building looking to arrest that man. Dugan faces up to 6 years in prison if she's convicted of obstruction and concealment charges.
Her lawyers argue she was following courthouse protocols on immigration arrests. On Wall Street today, stocks finished flat. The Dow Jones Industrials off 41 points. The Nasdaq lower by 137. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A levee breaks. Details coming up. At first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. This report brought to us by Wilcox Farms. Our latest weather-related closures, the Hood Canal Bridge, just closed due to high winds. No estimated time to reopen. This is going to affect those who are headed to the Kingston Ferry Terminal from west of Hood Canal. Your option is to head north to the Port Townsend Coopville ferry route this afternoon. Through Des Moines, we've got a new collision South 5 at State Route 516. It's in your right lane. This is right at the end of the on-ramp, causing a bit of an early merge. You're backed up to 405 right now. Seattle to Federal Way will take you a half hour. Coming the other way, Federal Way to Seattle, a 40-minute drive. We're slow from State Route 18 into South Center. A lot of this is overflow traffic from our closure on State Route 167. And southbound 405, you're bumper to bumper between State Route 167 and I-5 along South Center through our flood zone. Bellevue to South Center is up to 35 minutes. As your family gathers this holiday season, feel good about baking and cooking with locally fresh Wilcox Family Farms eggs. From the Wilcox family to yours, happy holidays. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, continuing coverage.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. The National Weather Service issues a flash flood warning after a critical levee breaks along the Green River in Tukwila. Meteorologist Harrison Rodemacher.
The water in a levee situation like this will rise very quickly.
Brendan McCluskey is the King County Emergency Management Director.
If they're in the area that is getting in a warning or a flash flood warning or a warning from us, that they should leave the area immediately.
KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson is at the scene of the levee break.
It's fortunate that looking at what we're looking at right now, that they're able to control it relatively quickly. But yeah, just anytime there's a force of water that is a threat, it's something that emergency managers try to take seriously.
Yeah, go now evacuations are in effect for residents and businesses east of the Green River in the Aurelia area of Tukwila, Renton, and Kent. It's primarily an industrial area, but if you are there, get to higher ground. We're putting more details on this, including a map on mynorthwest.com. The flooding Green River had already prompted evacuations before the levee break. Lynn Idahosa fled when the evacuation order came. She says she wasn't taking any chances.
I mean, it's kind of deceiving. Like, it looks fine here. Like, the parking lot's perfect. But, I mean, that's only a mile or two away.
And it's flooded.
Exactly.
More stormy weather is pushing through western Washington, fueling rivers throughout the region that had not had time to fully recede after last week's historic flooding. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is along the Skagit River in Burlington.
Skagit County now under a flood watch through Thursday. Here in Burlington, Rico and his family are ready to leave again like they had to last week when the Skagit River flooded the Gages Slough and dozens of homes.
We actually did evacuate on Friday, but then we came back on Saturday.
In the background, you can hear crews pumping water from the Gages Slough to get ready for more rain. In Burlington, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Now, in addition to heavy rain, it's going to be windy in the Puget Sound region and the coast today and tomorrow. I spoke with meteorologist Kirby Cook at the National Weather Service, who tells me
We're looking at gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Tomorrow night may be a little windier, and we've got our eye on that.
You'll want to be prepared for power outages. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy today with highs in the mid-50s. It is 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're kind of changing course a little bit. We're going to continue coverage of this dam failure, this levee failure in the Tukwila area in the Green River, this Desimone levee that just failed. Right around 11:51, we got a notice that says 11:51, County Dispatch reported that the failure of Green River levee causing flash flooding near the Green River in Tukwila. We're hoping just a few minutes to have the mayor of Auburn, Nancy Backus, join us to give us some updates on what people and residents in that area need to do if they fall under this go now warning. But man, after a week of hard weather and all these stories about flooding, to now have something like this happen, which is what everybody was discussing. They said, listen, the rains are going to come. It's going to be bad. You'll have the initial flooding and then the aftermath, which is where, the dams and levees could fail.
Everything's stressed.
Road failures.
Yeah,
this is where it gets very tricky.
And this is from the King County Office of Emergency Management as of noon today. Residents and businesses east of the Green River in the Aurelia area of Tukwila, Renton, and Kent. Due to the breach of the Desimone levee, this area is under a go-now evacuation notice. Leave immediately if you're in this area. Conditions are dangerous and access routes may be lost at any time. Go north or south to leave the evacuation area and avoid the flooding waters. Do not drive or walk through standing water. Turn around. Don't drown. We've said it 1,000 times, but this time, we're not kidding. It's a go-now evacuation. Do not drive around barricades or road closures. If you need emergency evacuation, call 911. You can find information at kcemergency.com for the latest updates from King County Emergency.
You can also text FLOOD to 888-973-5476. That'll give you a link to that web address. It's just a little bit faster to text FLOOD than, spell out the whole website.
Thank you. Good job.
888-973-5476. You can text FLOOD. There's shelters available, the Auburn Community and Event Center, the Ray of Hope Shelter, also in Auburn, and then the Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe. Pets are also welcome at that location, so if anybody needs to evacuate quickly. I was reading we're just kind of doing this on the fly, and we're trying to get all the information on this we can. But I was just reading into the history of dam failures in Washington. We've had 3 in the past 100 years. So to have a levee failure like this is a big deal. The first incident occurred in 1918 near North Bend. The most recent one was in 1997 near Shoreline. 7 deaths have been attributed to this in the history of our state. And, I mean, this is a big area, 46,000 people affected by this.
And again, it's mostly commercial right now, businesses. But if you're in this area, please don't wait. Grab the important things, the papers that you need, the medications that you need, and go now.
We've got a bunch of texts from some folks. Bobby in Tacoma says they just evacuated my building at Riverview Plaza in Tukwila. Laura in Pierce County says, is there a way that you can find out if Dan and Renton over by the Walmart off of Rainier 167, is that area is going to flood? Dan and Renton, I don't know what she meant by that. Kate in Auburn says, can you please remind people to bring their pets with them and move their livestock to a safe area if they can do so? I have lived in major flood disaster area flood zones in the past, and people really do not take their pets sometimes.
I think Dan and Renton might be downtown Renton.
Oh, downtown Renton. That makes more sense.
Voice to text these days is a very safe feature we can use when we're driving.
Doesn't always get the absolutely. This is really tough because you do want to make sure that you got your pets, but obviously not as important as a human life. And if, our advice from our emergency management director in King County is to be believed, which it should.
Yes.
He says go now.
Yeah.
And if you can't find your cat, animals also have a way of protecting themselves, and they will also seek higher ground. So I would not wait around to find your pet. If you do get an evacuation order, I would get your valuables and immediate things around you that you need, that you have to have. Prescriptions is another thing that we were told. Yep. Make sure you have everything that you need to survive wherever you're going to go and shelter. But get out now, and no schools, thankfully, right now, according to King County Emergency Management Director, are in the direct path of this, and so that's not something that people need to be worried about as much. But still, very scary. So we will keep updated on that as we know more information. I think we have some audio clips here, which we will get to here. Let's see here. This is Brandon Thompson. He's at the scene of the levee break. Listen to this.
It's fortunate that looking at what we're looking at right now, that they're able to control it relatively quickly. But yeah, just anytime there's a force of water that is a threat, it's something that emergency managers try to take seriously.
And again, this is Brendan McCluskey. We just had him on a few minutes ago. He was talking with KIRO 7 just before that. And this is what his advice is. If you are in this area, in the Tukwila area where this levee break happened, this is his advice. You need to leave now.
There is a breach in the levee. There is water coming outside of the river now into that area, and there is flooding starting to happen.
And who needs to go?
On the right side of the bank of the Green River, in the Aurelia area of Tukwila, Kent, and Renton. And as you heard, we want people to know about this and get out now if they're in that area.
Nick Allard, I believe he's KIRO TV, right? Nick Allard is saying that this is not something that happens around here very often.
It is fairly rare for at least our area. I've been forecasting here for 22 years, and it's pretty unusual to see a levee break.
Have you ever in your life, Spike, in the last 2 weeks, have you ever experienced this level of water?
No, not even close. I've lived through hurricanes in the Mid-Atlantic area when I was growing up. I remember our community during Hurricane Agnes. I might have been 10 years oldish.
Yeah.
And we had 3 feet of water in our street as the hurricane made its way up to Chesapeake Bay. But this inundated flood situation from the entirety of the Cascade Range, from all the way from the Skagit all the way down to the Cowlitz, and every river system has been just saturated, and rain has come. 5 trillion gallons of water fell into our area from this.
And it's got to go somewhere.
It's got to go somewhere, and it's already here. And the levee breach is not something we see, as you mentioned, not something we see ever.
We're going to be speaking with, just a few minutes here, the mayor of Auburn, Nancy Backus. Hopefully we get some updates on what folks there need to do. But just as a quick reset here, the Desimone levee on the Green River has failed. And did you see the picture of this? It's in the My Northwest article, I believe, if somebody wants to go over there and check it out. But did you see the picture of where the levee broke? It's not a giant area.
It doesn't. It looks like they were doing construction.
It does.
When you see somebody chisel out a piece of earth to work on a pipe or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what broke, and luckily they got it managed, but that's a lot of water coming into this area and flooding coming into this area, and they asked to go now. The evacuation orders are go now.
Well, the problem is that we have, we talked about this earlier on the road heading along the Wenatchee out to Leavenworth on Highway 2. Once you mess with the stability of what holds those roads up, or in this case, this levee, like once those things break, it's very difficult to put that stopper back in, and then the water just keeps going. Like I was watching a documentary on Katrina, and where those levees broke was not a huge area, but it didn't have to be a very big area.
Lake Pontchartrain came in.
Yes, and then the water just comes in, and you just can't stop it. And it's just massive, powerful force.
And all this water in the Green River, it's going to. We had it recede, but not enough to mitigate the stress on the levee. And now there's more water coming on top of that as today's storm will dump 5 to 10 more inches of rain in the mountains.
Yeah. Let's see here. We just heard from National Weather Service meteorologist Harrison Rademacher.
We just issued a flash flood warning for a levee break in west central King County. This goes until 9 p.m. This is primarily for the city of Tukwila near the Green River.
And again, the area of concern.
It's within several block area surrounding the river, pretty much around Todd Boulevard.
Let's see here. This cut, he says, the danger of this happening.
The water in a levee situation like this will rise very quickly.
All right. We got, let's see, is it Brendan Thompson we have right now? Brendan Thompson with KIRO 7 joins us now. Brandon, thank you so much for making the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Now, Brandon, are you down at the scene of this levee break?
Yeah, we're a couple of feet from where the levee broke, right behind a couple of warehouses south of South Center right now.
Can you tell us what they're doing to fix this problem, or is it just about evacuating people right now?
Well, it looks like a little bit of both. From what I've seen, from what King County Emergency Management tells me, they did downgrade the evacuations to 1,100 people kind of closest to this evacuation area. But we have lots of crews on scene. We see FEMA, we see the U.S. Corps of Engineers, people from the city of Kent, city of Tukwila, all here. Lots of assessing situation. We just saw a backhoe kind of make its way over here. Some big trucks from Kent with some rock and other things to maybe fill it up. They haven't started any of that work right now, but I did just peek my head over the kind of asphalt path that's broken where this levee is broken. And water isn't flowing at a heavy rate, maybe kind of a trickle through right now, but it seems like the worst of the water rushing towards these warehouses is over for right now.
We're talking to Brendan Thompson from KIRO 7. You said they had downgraded the evacuation area to about 11,000 people. Do you know the 1,100? I'm sorry. Do you know the parameters of the now get out now area?
Not by Cross Street, no. We've been trying to see what crews are doing right here in this immediate area. That was just something during a phone call is what they told me, that they've kind of shrunk that area closer to the southern end of Tukwila right now.
Brandon, you said they have an excavator there. Does it look like the plan is to just dump rock on it, just kind of fill it up? I mean, I saw it like in the recent flooding. I watched as they had rock trucks that would just go up and down streets, and just those side dumping rock trucks just dump a bunch of rock, and you can kind of manage the water that way. Is that what they're hopefully doing?
You know, I've seen some other levee repairs kind of impromptu over the past week that have done that similar thing based off kind of what they're staging around this area. That's what I would wager to guess, but they haven't told me specifically right now if that's their plan. They've been doing a lot, taking pictures, making phone calls, keeping eyes on this break right now, but they haven't told me a specific plan just yet. But they've just seen those rock trucks and the excavator get closer to where this break is.
Brad, are there any roadways that are inaccessible in that area right now for people who are trying to evacuate?
Yeah, so there was Olympic Avenue, Riverside Place. Those had water on it when we first got here. Todd Avenue as well was one where we saw police blocking off each side of this trail on top of the levee. We've seen law enforcement cars on each end of there blocking that off. So that's what we've seen so far.
Just from your perspective, what's the volume look like of water? Is this something that looks like it's going to continue? I mean, I know one of the problems is when you open up a levee like this, when it breaks, you're worried about other areas that could also be breaking. This might just be the first of many areas that are now going to break, but how are they managing that right now?
Well, it looks like it's right about I would say about 3 or 4 feet of the top part of this levee is what broke. and it's right consistent with where the Green River is right now. So we talked about some of the releases from the Howard Hansen Dam causing a lot of flooding impacts along the Green River, especially north of Kent and south, or north of Auburn and south of Kent. Right now, we're not exactly sure. I did, as we were trying to find where the break happened, it was a King County crew about maybe 0.2 of a mile where we are. They're doing a long-planned project that was patching up the levee wall. So there has been a project since 2015 that was addressing this levee specifically. So I think there are some concerns about the long-term stability. There's some projects in place to address it. Obviously, this wasn't planned right now, but it is kind of ironic, for lack of a better word, that just a stone's throw away, they're doing a planned project, and then this failure happens.
Wow. Brandon, thanks so much. We appreciate you giving us the information. Again, there's a go now evacuation order from King County Emergency, and it's been now reduced to lower Tukwila area. But again, if you are going to evacuate the area, please use north or southbound evacuation routes. You should know that right now, Route 167 between Kent and Auburn is closed at the moment because of flooding. So try to get as much information as you can about which your evacuation route you take to get out of this area. But
we appreciate it, Brandon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll check back in with Brandon just a little bit. That's Brandon Thompson with KIRO TV. I was just reading on this a little bit ago. He just mentioned there that they had tried to, or were in the middle of a rehabilitation project on this levee, which is kind of interesting. King County and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers were trying to repair it after floods in 2014 and 2020. Look at that, like every 5-6 years there's a big flood, to restore its 100-year flood protection level. But we don't know if this was a specific area that they were trying to address, and just how these are the exact things that happen when rain starts coming in at this level that we've had. Again, 5 trillion gallons of water has been dumped on our area. It's got to go somewhere.
I heard someone from NOAA say that the term 100-year flood.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Well, it's
catchy.
It's catchy, but it's also antiquated. We seem to have them every 5 years, somewhere in that cycle. These extreme weather situations keep happening.
Well, we call them that, but we have. I mean, like we had floods all growing up when I was a kid. Like in the 1990s, we had like the flood that everybody's referencing right now.
1990 was the record that was broken this week.
1990. That's the record that everybody keps talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they call it the 100-year flood when it's every 5 years.
That's what it seems like.
Going back throughout history. All right, well, we're going to keep you up to date on this. And again, hopefully we're going to speak with the mayor of Auburn, Nancy Backus, in just a few minutes. I think she might be joining us in just a few minutes here. Again, this is the Desimone levee project that just failed.
Along the Green River,
in this area along the Green River. And they had an evacuation order initially for, I think it's like something to the tune of 46,000 people. We just spoke with Brandon Thompson with KIRO TV, who says that has been lowered down to, what is it, about 1,100 people now that it's affecting?
Yeah, which is just the southern area of Tukwila, not the Kent areas that we'd mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's just a scary thing to think about. I was reading the stat earlier. If you have a home in this area, or if you have anything, any business that you're running in this area, again, this is mostly industrial in this area where it broke. Every inch of water that gets onto your property is equivalent to about $25,000 worth of damage.
Worth of damage? Okay.
That's what's going to cost you out of pocket to deal with that problem. And I mean, we just had 5 trillion gallons dumped on us. So it's going to go somewhere, and hopefully people are able to get out of there and stay safe.
If you are in the evacuation area, as we keep mentioning, it's a go now evacuation order from King County Emergency. There are sheltering space available in Auburn Community Center and Auburn Community and Event Center in Auburn, the Ray of Hope Shelter in Auburn on Auburn Way, Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe also has space available. If you have pets, they're welcome there.
You can also text us if you want some more information on this. You can text FLOOD to 888-973-5476. All right, joining us now is the mayor of Auburn, Nancy Backus. Thank you so much, Mayor Backus, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
So can you tell us what's happening right now and what information that you want to help get out to people?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I want to say if there is a road closure, do not drive through that road closure. It's there for a reason. It's there for your safety. We do have one level 3, which is go now evacuation area that occurred Saturday evening at around 10 p.m., and that is in our South 277th Street area. So it impacts the Trail Run community, Coppergate Apartments, and then the surrounding neighborhoods. So we opened a shelter. We have a couple of locations, the Auburn Community and Event Center at 910 9th Street Southeast. We have that shelter open, and the Red Cross is there to assist as well as our own staff. There's also the Ray of Hope, which is our day center normally, and that's at 2806 Auburn Way North. Both of those locations are available to help displaced residents. And we have a level 2, and that's a get set. So get ready, get set. It's not a go now, but be ready to leave in central Auburn and the Green River corridor. And that, for some reference, is south of 24th Street Northeast, east of M Street Northeast, and north of 4th Street Northeast.
We're speaking to Mayor Back. Sorry, Mayor. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mayor. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were finished. We're speaking to the Mayor of Auburn, Nancy Backus. You had mentioned that your area has already had an evacuation issue as of Saturday night. That was before today's levee breach on the Green River. I know your resources must be stretched incredibly thin. If folks are able to help or donate, where would be the best place for them to go and help you manage this situation?
So donations right now are not an issue. The Red Cross is handling food at the Auburn Community and Event Center. So for that shelter, if you want to donate, I would consider donating to the Red Cross. They are the ones in charge of this. They have people that have come in from out of state to assist during times like this, and they have been great partners for us here in the city. There may be places as we move forward for donations, but at this point, food is not an issue. And we're not asking for donations. We just ask that people are paying attention to the messaging that we are getting out on our auburnwa.gov/flood website, as well as on our Facebook page, City of Auburn WA Government. That is where you're going to get the most current information that we possibly have.
I just got a text message, just kind of interesting, from somebody in Renton, Christine in Renton, and she says, I'm a dump truck driver with King County. We're trying to get material down to the levee breach. They asked us to please do a PSA for anybody in front of them in traffic to please let them pass when they try to get past them. Is that something that you would recommend?
I would definitely recommend that. The breach at the levee is in Tukwila. It is, from what I have been told, it is not an overwhelming breach at this point, but the goal now is to make sure that we can get the resources to that location so that the breach does not become overwhelming and impact more people and more businesses. So if you see one of those trucks behind you, consider it, I would, like an emergency vehicle, and move out of the way so that they can get around to do the job to keep us all safe.
Here's another question for you. We're talking to Mayor Nancy Backus in Auburn. Again, we're talking about the Desimone levee breach that just happened just about an hour and a half ago, I would say. This is in the Green River area. Somebody texted in and said, my daughter's at Cascade Middle School. It's really, really hard to find a route to get there. And they said their school is near the Green River. My daughter says that the kids were given evacuations instructions in case they need to evacuate. What advice would you have for parents who are thinking about taking their kids out of school because of this latest evacuation order?
Right. So we are in communication with the Auburn School District. I would definitely listen to what the Auburn School District recommends. There are some challenges to getting around down there by Cascade Middle School, but right now I don't think there is any immediate concerns about flooding there. We have been asking the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to reduce some of the flow that they are letting out from behind the Howard Hansen Dam because we are at such impactful levels. And as of this morning, we were notified about 2 hours ago that they were going to reduce the cubic feet per second down to about 10,000 cubic feet per second, which is at a manageable level for us currently. So we are very thankful for that. And that should stay in place, I believe, today and tomorrow. So the Green River concerns for us at the moment aren't as significant as they may have been had the Corps decided to continue with up to 12,000 cubic feet per second. But again, as with any emergency like this, those conditions can change at a moment's notice, but that's what we have currently.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing that they have the ability to kind of, slow that down a little bit if they need to. All right, Mayor Nancy Backus. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say the reason that they are letting water out is because we do not want the Howard Hansen Dam to fail. So while we may be getting some rain here or even like yesterday, not much rain, up in the mountains, they were getting a significant amount of rain. So it's to reduce the water behind the dam so that there is no failure of the dam, which would be even more of a catastrophe. So we appreciate the expertise and the work that the Corps is doing.
Well, very good, Mayor. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you speaking with us, and keep us up to date. If there's anything else you need us to let the listeners know, we appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you so much.
All right. We have a lot more coming up. We'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on with this levee breach and so much more. Stick around. Be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
KIRO News Radio, continuing coverage.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Gornillo. More than 1,000 people right now in the Tukwila area are being told to leave right now after that dam break on the Green River. Brandon McCluskey is director of King County Emergency Management.
There is a breach in the levee. There is water coming outside of the river now into that area, and there is flooding starting to happen.
Now, again, this is along the Green River in the Tukwila-Aurelia area. The city of Tukwila just announcing it is closing West Valley Highway southbound at 180th. Kent is closing northbound at 212th. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson is at the scene of the levee break.
We have seen the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We have seen several other federal departments, the city of Kent, city of Tukwila, a lot of crews here on scene to address this, to try to patch up this part of the levee.
Governor Bob Ferguson also says National Guard members are heading to King County right now for support. KIRO 7 TV meteorologist Nick Allard says a flash flood warning that does not happen around here very often.
It is fairly rare for at least our area. I've been forecasting here for 22 years, and it's pretty unusual to see a levee break.
And again, this warning in effect until 9 o'clock. Go now evacuations for residents and businesses east of the Green River in the Aurelia area east of Tukwila. And also this just in, we are expecting a media briefing from King County leaders in about 30 minutes on this situation. We plan to take that live. The King County executive will be there. Already, the Green River was causing big problems in the area. Floodwaters have shut down 167 between Kent and Auburn. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk. We check in with Nate Connors.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. And that is causing a lot of drivers, of course, to head over to I-5. With just the added volume alone, that's a lot. But then we've got a couple separate incidences through Des Moines and South Center. South 5 at State Route 516, a collision blocks 2 right lanes. This is causing an early merge, and traffic is jamming up right there, that interchange. We've got a bumper-to-bumper backup starting at 405. You're just not moving. Seattle to Federal Way is an hour and 20-minute commute. Heading over to Highway 99, a good idea. You save yourself a bunch of time. Now, this is adding to our South 405 backup starting at the Renton S-curves. Bellevue to South Center, a 40-minute drive. North 5 at South 188, the collisions in the HOV lane. You're backed up to South 320th and Federal Way. Federal Way to Seattle just hit the 1 hour mark. South 5 heading into Seattle is a lot better than these backups here, but it is starting to slow from Lake City Way in the downtown, and North 5 slows around the Michigan curve in the downtown. And about 40 minutes ago, the Hood Canal Bridge closed due to high winds. No estimated time to reopen. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Again, levee failure on the Green River. People in low-lying areas around Aurelia, Kent, Renton, Tukwila, you are asked to move to higher ground immediately. The National Weather Service issuing this flash flood warning for the area. It is in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. We're expecting a briefing from local leaders coming up in about 30 minutes. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to keep you guys up to date. Thankfully, that levee warning that we had initially at the start of the show, it sounds like they have downgraded it slightly, but it's still a very scary situation. If you're in that area, there's still a get out warning. We're going to have an update for this at 2 o'clock as they know more about what they're going to do to fix this thing, if they can fix it immediately. It's interesting. We had a text message from a listener just a little bit ago whose name I believe was Christine in Renton. She says she's a dump truck driver for King County. We're trying to get material down to the levee breach. Please do a PSA to let us in and out of traffic when we come up to you. This is the best thing about live radio, is that we can have direct access from somebody who's in their dump truck right now trying to solve the very problem that we're talking about, and we can let people know who are also listening, hey, you see that dump truck behind you?
Yeah, move over.
We're also going to talk to the mayor of Auburn right now, and she's going to tell us that, hey, absolutely, treat these like emergency vehicles. We're trying to fill this levee breach, and that rock in that truck we desperately need. So we're all very closely connected, and that's kind of an interesting thing to observe as well as we see these stories. Because a lot of people who are listening are nowhere near that area. So they go, okay, well, what does a levee breach mean to me? Well, it's very scary for these people.
Well, it's also what it means to you is the fact that 167's closed down between Kent and Auburn, and that traffic is going to have to seek other routes. Going to be in front of you, maybe whatever route you are taking. You don't have to be in the flood zone to be affected by an event of this magnitude.
Yes.
Which hits a community like ours.
Also, I was reading this story earlier in Seattle Times. They had this piece, and they were detailing just the families who have been affected by these flood zones. I mean, a levee breach is going to lead to this exact same story. It's just, it's going to be in that area where they say this could affect up to like 46,000 people, which is a ton. These families who lose everything right before the holidays. Any time of the year it's bad, but right before the holidays, it's awful. And they were highlighting this one family in Monroe who's living in a mobile home park that they said they moved into because they were trying to save money as they pay for the mother's cancer
treatments,
cancer treatments. And they are living in a mobile home park, which is right next to the river, which...
A three-river mobile home park.
Yeah, which then gets flooded, and now their home is gone, and they're living in a family member's living room right now where they figure out how to just get stuff back. All of the Christmas presents. The little girl in the story, she was worried that all the homework that she had recently done over the last few days was not going to be accessible anymore, and she's going to have, these people are really affected by it, even if you aren't directly. Like, if you're lucky enough that you're not affected by the flood, then that's phenomenal. But if you have a way that you can help, if you can donate, if you can, even with physical labor, if you can go out and, there's farms.
Shovel sand in the bags.
Honestly.
Get out of the way of a truck coming at you with a bunch of rocks and trying to block this levee.
That's an easy thing you can do.
You can also just have some grace in your life. I mean, it seems like we shouldn't have to say things like this, but there are moments where you've heard that you never know what some other guy's dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
You never know what kind of day somebody else is having. At moments like this where we've got so many communities that are experiencing historic flooding, loss of property, property damage, all these things, take a little bit of time to just be more considerate to the people around you, whether it's in traffic, if you're in the store, whatever it might be. If you see a moment to just do something nice for somebody else, show a little bit of just, if nothing but grace to people who are going through it. Because our region is going through it like we kind of knew when these storms were forecasted for our area that there was going to be flooding, there was going to be fallout, there was going to be a lot of different impacts to every aspect of our lives up here. But we didn't know it was going to be this bad. And it's not. We probably haven't seen the worst of it.
We were doing a story a little bit earlier too. We're going to talk with Snohomish Regional Fire and Rescue in just a little bit. I think at 2:30 they're planning on coming on the show and telling us about their continued efforts now that the water's receding, what they're doing in the middle of the storm, and then also now that the waters are receding, how are they still helping people? Because there's more water on the way, unfortunately. So how is that going to affect our area? They'll be on at 2:30. It's very interesting. But I was reading a report up in Snohomish County. You had people who were putting kayaks in at areas that were off limits. They were closed areas. You weren't supposed to go down there. Even if you have a home there, they're not recommending you go into these areas because they're flooded and they can be dangerous. But especially if you don't live there, don't put kayaks in to go sightseeing. And if you're sightseeing, I guess that's better than some people who are looting in the area. Did you see this?
I saw that. Heartbreaking. People, you can always expect the worst from just a small few. We've seen so many examples of grace and courage.
Yeah, I think 99%
and generosity.
of the time, most people are very helpful, but there is a couple of bad eggs out there.
Chuckleheads.
And they highlight that in this news story. I was reading this. This was in Como, but they said that there's some people that were putting in kayaks and going around. There was reports that they were stealing items. Now, Snohomish County deputies made contact with several individuals, but they didn't have any confirmed victims at the time who were claiming that their items had been stolen. Until a homeowner stepped forward and said, hey, I went back to check on my property and it has been vandalized. It's not just floodwater that has ruined a bunch of it. It is actually somebody has gone in and stolen items. And this homeowner actually found the people in the kayaks and recovered. I don't know how he did it, what that means, but recovered their stolen property, which was on the boat, apparently, when they found these kayakers. So don't do that. That's bad news, and that's horrible. Snohomish County Sheriff said these people have already been victimized enough and are trying to recover after a natural disaster. So just don't be a horrible human being. That's just good advice for all the time.
We're not asking a lot. Really.
Just try not to be a horrible human being and make somebody else's life better. This is kind of interesting. So in church on Sunday, they were talking about how people are reaching out and saying, hey, you know what? I have funds, I can help. Or a lot of people this time of year, funds are tight. People have already spent money for the holidays. But people are saying, hey, I'm physically able and I can go out there, and a lot of these properties where they're going to need help cleaning up. Like once these waters recede and go away, like in Snohomish County, Pierce County, these different areas that were affected, up Highway 2, you get out in Monroe area. You might be able to just go out there and knock on somebody's door and just say, hey, you know what? I've noticed that you need help. I mean, think about what a difference that might make in somebody's life to brighten their day, to just see a human-to-human connection.
And when you're going through it and you see just strangers coming and offering to help. We bag on social media a lot in this industry because it's got a lot of negativity that flows through it. It's almost a sewer system. But you also see these community pages from various communities like Tukwila, like Renton, like Auburn, like Snohomish, who have community Facebook pages and say, hey, we're rallying this weekend. We're going to get together. We need help. We need bodies. We need volunteers to come do this, that, or the other. Again, it's little moments where you see the best of us come shining through when needed the most. And we're at one of those moments in the Northwest, a week 10 days before Christmas.
10 days. Isn't that interesting? Like in this time of giving where people are trying to find a way, at least do you ever do this with your family? Like, especially when your kids were young? During the holidays, which is very, very easy to just get sucked up into the, the excitement
latest, greatest, gotta have it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and your kids, and you're trying to balance with them what the holiday should be about, and then what it's turned into, the commercial side that obviously dominates much of it.
Sure. Yeah, you try to balance it out.
Yeah, and how do you find little moments to help your kids understand, like the larger meaning of the holiday? Perfect example right now with what's going on. There's people out there who need help. If you're able to do so, please do it. And you can text us too if you know of a worthy place where people can go and help, or maybe a GoFundMe or one of those pages that's been set up. Text us 888-973-5476. We'll check it out. Maybe we might share it. All right, we have a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll keep you updated. Again, we're keeping you live news coverage of this levee failure. on the Green River, this Desamoni levee that broke, how they're trying to fix it, how quickly they're going to be able to fix it, who needs to evacuate, all of that coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
Thank you to all of our great KIRO News Radio listeners.
This is the moment.
For making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management. Brent Wilcox and his daughter Hartley talk about holiday gatherings on the Wilcox family farm.
Hartley, we're getting together with all the family on the farm to celebrate the holidays.
Yay! It's always a good time.
Papa and Grandma are doing the turkey and all the fixins.
Sounds good.
Aunt Sarah and Uncle Andy will likely do the sweet potatoes and pies.
Nice. Can you bring me home some of those omega-3 eggs?
Why? What are you making?
Doodles.
Doodles?
Yeah, snickerdoodles, Dad. Come on, they're my favorite.
I should have known. I'll bring the eggs home tonight.
Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
Anytime, Hartley.
Look for Wilcox Organic, omega-3, and hard-boiled eggs at fine grocery stores near you, including Metropolitan Markets, Whole Foods, PCC Natural Markets, Fred Meyer, and Safeway. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Remember to pick up Wilcox hard-boiled eggs for a healthy snack on the go or a tasty addition to any meal. Available at Costco and your neighborhood grocery store.
Our country is held together by small businesses. That's a fact. It's also a fact that 9 out of 10 of those small businesses will fail. Why? Because it's hard. Really, really hard to build a profitable business from the ground up today. Pure Talk knows that. They started as a small American wireless company determined to keep their customer service in this country. It worked, and today Pure Talk is determined to help other small businesses prosper by offering them the same white glove service the big guys get. Same service, same 5G network at a truly affordable price. Pure Talk is focused on businesses that employ welders and roofers, electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, the people who keep the lights on. If that sounds like your business, give Pure Talk Business a try and see just how much you could save. Dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who understands the power of small business. Pure Talk.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Hey, it's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. This Wednesday night at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Wednesday night at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hurry, time's running out. Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select steel tools. Shop online or in store.
For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are covering live right now. There's been a levee breach along the Green River at the Desimone levee. And let's see, who do we have with us now? We have
James Lynch is
James Lynch is
live
with us right now. Sorry, I couldn't remember if it was James or Lynch.
They're coming at it from the north and the south, our field news team.
Yes, Luke and James are both heading to the scene. I believe James may have gotten there first. James, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm here in Tukwila, and I'm at the West Valley Highway in South 180th Street. To give you an idea of where that is, if you're not sure, this is right where you turn to enter the Costco from the south side. South 180th is a major thoroughfare that runs between the mall here and all the way to I-5. It is totally blocked off now. At 180th and West Valley Highway. Traffic is extremely heavy north, south, east, and west as they try to divert traffic off of the West Valley Highway up where that breach is located. Now, the good news is that they managed to jump on this real fast, and that took their evacuation numbers down from about 45,000 down to about 1,100. They say now there is just a trickle on the river there at that levee. I can't see it from here, but that's what we're being told here at the intersection. So if you need to come through this way, if you're heading out to do Christmas shopping, avoid South 180th at all costs. But no matter where you are in this area, you're going to find traffic, so be patient and be careful. Live in Tukwila, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
All right, thank you so much, James. Now we're going to jump on over to Luke Ducey, who is actually at the breach right now. And if you guys are watching on our live stream, we actually have a video of this right now, just from seconds ago. Luke just posted this video he took on X. Technology is pretty amazing sometimes. Luke, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm here at the scene and along the Green River banks. But let me tell you where 180th and Maple Highway, where James was just kind of describing that intersection. Yeah, that's completely blocked off. And so I just ditched my car, parked it in the parking lot, and I walked here about, I don't know, maybe a mile or so. But let me describe what it looks like. You can see it on the video if you're watching on the YouTube feed, but for those who are just listening in their car. So it's not in a place necessarily where the Green River is actually smashing into it. It's along a levee. It's got a bike path and a walk path here. And all of a sudden there's just like this, it's like someone took a slice of cake. It's like a perfect cut almost on either side of dirt that goes down into this ditch. And what they've done, it looks like they scooped up a bunch of sand, put it in bags, and threw it in there to stop the leak. The leak carved out a section of the bank here, the levee, all the way into a back of a warehouse-style building, and then it flowed kind of down the side, and then it goes around the parking lot. There's just a whole bunch of mud and then where the water went. This could be really dangerous, though, because they've also got on the asphalt lines painted in white. If you can see in that video as well, there was another camera person who went a little bit beyond that a moment ago and got yelled at and grabbed. Don't go any further. So this whole levee here, I imagine, if it happened in this section, without an explanation, I don't see any pipes or anything like that may have, helped wiggle things loose. But if it's loose there, then why wouldn't it be loose in other parts in this levee, just saturated with water? So
we're watching this right now. If anybody wants to see this, what this levee is, I mean, we've been doing a live coverage of this now for almost 2 hours, but we haven't really had a good chance to see this angle like you have captured, Luke. So good job. But that's my question: is this entire Desimone levee that you're standing on it right now? Is that right?
Yeah, standing on it right now with a bunch of other people.
I can't understand why this section is
backhoe parked on it.
Yeah, like this section. I don't know why this is special. If it can break here, why can't it break 20, 30 feet up the walking path there?
I had heard a report driving in that perhaps there was some pipe or something involved that, maybe it was, installed. And
I see.
Doing
Sure.
the job so that it was attracting the water to it, and it was shooting through there, maybe like a rocket, and like a little nozzle, and perhaps that was it. I don't know that for a fact, but why that section, and then 10 feet later is a big giant backhoe on the levee as well. So they don't seem too concerned, but they're not done, certainly, and they want to bring in more equipment to do whatever they're going to do. I don't know if that's fortify this area, or certainly bring in more dirt.
Luke, do you know who is it that's working on closing this breach in the levee? Which crews are those?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at their hard hats, too. I saw...
Those are green hats. That must be washed out.
Hold on. Well, I see PSE is here. They wouldn't be handling the levee, though. Obviously, they're here for any kind of outages or anything like that.
Gotcha.
I can't tell.
Don't sweat. I just wanted to say what amazing work, because
Great question.
They grabbed, like you said, they made sandbags out of nothing instantaneously and dropped it into this breach, and they've slowed it down to a trickle, which eliminated the evacuation numbers from 40,000 plus down to 1,100. That's incredible work. And we've talked about how it's impacting the area with traffic in all directions being blocked in most areas. 167 is blocked between Auburn and Renton, so every other roadway is compromised. There are barricades. As we keep telling you, do not drive around. It may not look like a lot of water, but it's enough to maybe put you in real peril. So turn around, don't drown, as Caselli likes to say again and again and again, because we hope it gets through. But Luke, thank you so much for these videos. These are fantastic.
Yeah, this is King County, by the way.
King Co. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, they're here.
Great work.
Luke, we're going to check back with you're going to be on the scene there for a little bit, I take it?
I will.
All right, we'll check back with you in just a little bit. That's Luke Ducey. We have a lot more coming up. Stick around. Bear back.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home. Thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
What burning questions do you have? You can help drive the conversation by going to mynorthwest.com or text Choke Points to 888-973-5476.
Tuesdays and Thursdays on Seattle's Morning News.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. So you and I have talked before about the folks who think they can do this themselves. And again, I imagine there are a lot of people who are saying, well, new administration, fewer staff members, now I truly can get it done.
Really, in this situation, I do feel really bad for the taxpayer because here you're getting a notice. You call the IRS, you're going to be on hold for 45 minutes to an hour. And so getting through is going to be more difficult. And when you do get through, you're going to be talking to people that are not as well trained as they have been in the past.
Which makes it even easier for them to take advantage, even if it's not intended, against the person who owes taxes.
I've heard it said that they just will make up something because they want to respond to the taxpayer. And people are going to get some really bad information and they're not going to know.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The son of director Rob Reiner has been arrested for the deaths of his parents, Police Chief Jim McConnell in Los Angeles.
He was subsequently booked for murder and is being held on $4 million bail. Pretty much that's what I can share at this point, but again, a very, very tragic incident.
32-year-old Nick Reiner has had problems with drug addiction. His bail has been set at $4 million. President Trump blamed the director's outspoken opposition for what happened, asked later to clarify his post.
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it.
Trump also said he believes a deal to end the war in Ukraine is closer than ever. Stacey Lynn has more on the latest negotiations.
Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner spent about 8 hours with Ukrainian President Zelensky over the past 2 days. According to U.S. officials, they have consensus on about 90% of the issues, and there are just a few areas where gaps still need to be bridged. But they do feel confident the Russians will accept the terms.
Officials have ordered an immediate evacuation of some suburbs south of Seattle after a levee failed. And meteorologist Rob Marciano tells us there is more rain in the forecast.
Another batch of rain coming in, and those soils are still very moist from last week's rain, so it's not going to take much for them to flood. So we've got flood watches that are posted, and there'll be several rounds of rain and snow this time at the higher elevations.
Jake Rosen reports federal authorities have arrested 4 alleged members of an extremist group suspected of planning coordinated bombing attacks in Southern California on New Year's Eve.
The Department of Justice and FBI used a surveillance plane to find these suspects in the desert where these suspects were apparently going to test these explosive devices. This was a plan in which 4 people were arrested. They had a detailed and coordinated plot that at midnight, these backpack bombs were going to explode simultaneously at these different logistics centers throughout the Southern California area.
Officials have not described a motive, but claim they were members of a pro-Palestinian group. Investigators in the shooting at Brown University over the weekend have another person of interest. One person was wrongly identified and released yesterday. They're saying very little about the second. 2 students died in that shooting. 9 others were wounded. On Wall Street today, stocks finished flat. The Dow Jones Industrials off 41 points. The Nasdaq was lower by 137. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
Continuing to follow a dam break on the Green River in Tukwila. People being told to seek higher ground right now. But first, Nate Connors is at the real-time traffic desk.
This one brought to you by Seattle Sports. And let's start in that area, Aaron. Traffic just is not moving on most roadways right now through Kent and Tukwila as drivers are seeking higher ground in that flash flood zone. And now the West Valley Highway is closed between State Route 516 and essentially down to Emerald Downs. In Des Moines, we did clear our collision on southbound I-5 at 516. This is great news. It opens up a couple lanes, bringing relief to that bumper-to-bumper backup starting near Interurban Avenue. Seattle to Federal Way right now has a 1-hour delay. It's taking you an hour and 25 minutes. This is adding to that South 405 backup between the S-curves and I-5 along South Center. North 5 in South Center at South 188. This collision blocks your HOV lane. You're backed up to South 320th and Federal Way. Federal Way to Seattle is a 1-hour commute. Due to the high winds, that has shut down the Hood Canal Bridge this afternoon. No estimated time to reopen, and we also have a high wind advisory in effect at the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, continuing coverage.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo, still awaiting a media briefing on a levee break along the Green River in Tukwila. We have team coverage on this developing situation, beginning with KIRO News Radio's Heather Bosch.
The levee break has prompted go-now evacuations for residents and businesses east of the Green River in the Aurelia area of Tukwila, Renton, and Kent. It's primarily an industrial area. If you're there, Brendan McCluskey, director of the King County Office of Emergency Management, says get to higher ground.
We want people to go now. Even if they don't see water right now, the water is coming. We want them to get out now.
McCluskey on KIRO Radio's Jake and Spike Show. Heather Bosch, KIRO News Radio.
Now, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is at the scene of this levee break.
It's along a levee. It's got a bike path and a walk path here. And all of a sudden, there's just like this. It's like someone took a slice of cake. It's like a perfect cut almost on either side of dirt that goes down into this ditch. And what they've done, it looks like they scooped up a bunch of sand, put it in bags, and threw it in there to stop the leak.
Auburn Mayor Nancy Backus with the word of warning.
First and foremost, I want to say if there is a road closure, do not drive through that road closure. It's there for a reason.
And right now you are being asked to avoid West Valley Highway in that area of that levee break. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is there, and he joins us live. James.
Aaron, I'm at the intersection of West Valley Highway and South 180th Street on a bridge over the Green River. It's moving high and fast, but traffic is not. North and south traffic on West Valley Highway has been halted, but traffic is still getting through east to west on South 180th Street. This is the street right to the south of the Costco and also a major thoroughfare to get from I-5 to the mall. So if you're in this area, take a lot of time, be patient. Traffic is heavy, and it's going to take you a long time to get through. Live in Tukwila, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, James. Now we could start to see some relief from all this flooding starting in the mountains on Wednesday. Meteorologist Kirby Cook says it's going to be cold enough for snow up there.
So the snow levels will drop below the past levels, and that means a lot of the heavier precipitation that's falling will fall as snow, and that stays out of the rivers, which is a good thing.
But until now, all that heavy precipitation fell as rain went straight into these rivers. Your weather update now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We still have rain today, and again, that flash flood warning in effect for areas around this levee break in the Tukwila area until 9 o'clock tonight. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
All right, welcome back to the show. A lot of stuff to get to this hour. It's not all going to be levee breaching, but we do want to start with it just to give you guys an update. Just before the show started at noon, they put out an alert that there had been a levee breach at the Desimone levee that runs alongside the Green River there in the Tukwila area. And so that breached And we have a video that we've just been playing of it just a little bit ago that Luke Ducey, our very own Luke Ducey, took from the breach. And you can see where they're attempting to stop the water flowing through. The initial order to evacuate was for something like 46,000 people.
Correct.
They've now downgraded that a little bit as they've been trying to get a handle on it. But we actually have we're going to check in. They're doing a briefing on what's happening and the update on it right now. So let's check in on that for just a second, then we'll get back to Luke.
It's already flooded in some areas due to the atmospheric river events. With increased flow and duration on the lower green, levees can become saturated and weaken. There have been multiple emergency actions to reinforce this area with seepage and reduce flood risks. Flood Patrol has been monitoring the area, and our staff were on site on area work on repairs. However, this does not remove all risk. We've had a coordinated county response. That includes all the county agencies you've heard about, the cities, and our other partners, including the National Weather Service who's here. For this today, we quickly identified the problem and issued an evacuation notice to 1,100 contacts, which included businesses, industrial areas, and residents. No one has been injured. Repair time is estimated at several hours, and you'll hear more from our Director of Natural Resources and Parks about that. On site, we have the Department of Natural Resources and Park, the Army Corps of Engineers, and local services. Our Sheriff's Office helicopter is doing reconnaissance in the area. And residents should expect and have affected significant drive times in the area due to the evacuation notice. Our Emergency Operations Center, as you heard, has been fully activated for a week now. We're coordinating daily with partners across the county, the cities, our state and federal partners as well. And we have the National Weather Service here embedded with us. We get minute-to-minute weather updates, and we also thank the Red Cross for helping us with that. We're releasing daily messages on flood response and actions and residents can take as they look forward to recovery. And I'll just mention kcemergency.com. That's the best place to get information. And let me turn it over now to the sheriff.
Good afternoon. I'm King County Sheriff Patty Cole-Tyndall. I want to let you know that the Sheriff's Office is currently supporting the flooding event by partnering with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners and agencies. We are utilizing Guardian 1, that's our helicopter, for observation of the situation and scouting the rest of the river system for vulnerability. We have drones in the air to get up close to see any problem areas. The Sheriff's Office Dive Unit and SWAT team are partnered with area and regional swift water rescue teams. They are prepared to respond to life safety calls. Finally, with our heavy lift helicopters, that's Guardian 2, they're standing by for rescues, for the delivery of materials to assist in quickly filling breaches in the levee system. We will continue in a high state of readiness until the danger passes. I'll now turn it over to John Taylor, the director.
All right, that was the emergency briefing on that levee breach in the Tukwila area along the Green River. It's really interesting when you think about how they can use technology now.
I was thinking the same thing.
When she was saying that we can use drones to like scout out areas and make sure everything looks good, or if we need to assist in any rescue areas, or we have diving folks ready to go.
Swiftwater rescue teams standing by. Because you had asked when we were speaking with Luke Ducey just a couple minutes ago, how do we know what's the status, the integrity of the balance of the levees along the Green River?
Yeah.
And they're scouting those. They're looking for breaches. They're looking for deterioration incidents up and along the levee. Fantastic.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
And how many different divisions have been called into service? And, you know, the flooding that we've gone now for almost a week.
Yeah.
We've been covering this atmospheric river incident in the Northwest. How many different agencies are in town
are
on the
already
ground?
on the ground?
Yes.
Now it's the cause, but it's also part of the solution that they happen to be here. It would be better if they weren't here, because then the week of flooding wouldn't have led up to, which means the levee probably wouldn't have broken. But it is fortunate. There's already so many resources available to them.
When Heather Bosch mentioned in the newscast earlier in the day that we've got not just the atmospheric river coming in today with more inches of rain falling into the Cascades, but the high wind warnings that are coming in. Every reporter we've got, whether it's James Lynch or Luke Ducey, you can hear that they're they're hanging in the wind, giving us these updates. You can hear it in their microphones. You can hear it in their phones.
Yeah. It's so we'll keep you up to date on all this as it develops. And all right, should we shift over to more of the stuff that we had planned on talking about?
Yeah.
This is this story. We're going to move away from the levee right now. We will give you more updates in a little bit. We're going to speak with, ironically, we'd already had this interview set up, but I think it'll be useful. Snohomish County Fire and Rescue is going to join us at 2:30 to tell us what they're doing right now, because we've been talking a lot about levee stuff today, but this whole region has been, historic levels of flooding, and what they're doing to help rescue people, to keep people safe as the waters are now finally starting to recede a little bit. So they'll join us at about 2:30, so that should be interesting. So stay tuned for that. Were you as shocked by this news last night as I was? This Rob Reiner murder story that happened? Just crazy.
My wife, yesterday morning, I'd made breakfast for the family and brunch for the family because it's Sunday. Let's not kid ourselves. I wasn't up early.
Sure.
My wife's like, "Can you hear this with Carl Reiner?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, honey." I said, "Carl Reiner died like 10 years ago or something. We lost him quite a while ago." When I was 70 years old, I'm thinking, "Honey, you're saying Rob Reiner?" "Oh yeah, that's right, Rob Reiner." I mean, so that's how it hit me. That's how I found it was my wife. And I got to my phone. I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
So Rob Reiner, 78 years old, his wife, 68 years old. Initially, there was just reports that there had been an incident at their address, but they didn't confirm whether or not it was him and his wife. And then it has since been confirmed that it was him and his wife who were killed. They had knife wounds. They are ghastly, the details of the story. So we're not going to get into the ghastly and just the horrible parts of the killing. But they have arrested, in connection with this, one of Reiner's sons. And I believe
30-year-old Nick.
I believe it was his. Yeah, this is, and I believe we have. This is Police Chief Jim McDowell talking about the homicide in the case, and then we're going to talk a little larger just about like what a genius Rob Reiner was. I mean, just a tragedy for anybody to go. And this guy was, he certainly is leaving a huge legacy behind him.
They worked throughout the night on this case and were able to take into custody Nick Reiner, a suspect in this case. He was subsequently booked for murder and is being held on $4 million bail.
Now, Nick Reiner is, I believe he's 33 years old, if I have that right. And they have looked into his past. And again, these are just alleged crimes right now of his. But according to the different stories that I read, he's had a troubled past with drugs. And you were showing me a story just before the show started that there was apparently some reports. Was this from TMZ?
Yeah, well, a couple different sources. TMZ first had it, then People Magazine confirmed it. And it's funny that we're going to these credible sources of People Magazine and TMZ,
well,
but
listen,
they've got it.
TMZ, I will say, if it comes to Hollywood stories, TMZ is always really dialed in. They're great about this.
So apparently there was a Christmas party Saturday night at Conan O'Brien's house.
Which is kind of a famous Christmas party.
Yeah.
Even people who are outside of Hollywood know that Conan O'Brien has this huge Christmas party every year.
And the stories reported by multiple sources are that the Reiners and their son got in a very heated argument at the party, enough so that many people at the party commented on how strange their son was acting. He was loud and vocal. He was approaching strangers, people he didn't know at least, and asking just bizarre things. And enough so that the Reiners left the party because of this incident at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party.
Wow.
I read a piece that Eric Idle said that he spoke with Rob Reiner for about an hour at the party the night before he was killed, and they were talking about how the Reiners were just exasperated about dealing with their son's mental health struggles, his drug addiction struggles. In recent years, he had been homeless for a period. Mm-hmm. They were trying to work with him and exhausting every possible avenue of helping a family member deal with both addiction and mental health crises.
Oh, it's so sad.
There's a story now that within a couple years ago, while on a methamphetamine bender, Nick Reiner had destroyed his family's Brentwood home that they invited him into to try to reconcile and help mend the break in their family.
Now this is Brentwood's obviously a very large neighborhood, and
about a mile from OJ's.
But I was going to say, isn't this right around the corner from where OJ's
exactly
incident happened?
Yeah.
Of the murder, not incident. The murder happened.
An estate, private homes behind large fences and hedges and seclusion, but winding into the hillsides.
I was talking about this with my wife last night as we were reading about this, because I just saw it. Like a friend of mine texted me, said, "Oh my gosh, did you hear about Rob Reiner?" I said, "What?" And I click on the link, and just like you did, where it was like, "Oh my gosh, I could not believe it. I could not believe that Rob Reiner had." Number one, that Rob Reiner would just pass away. Obviously, it happens to everybody. He's a 78-year-old man. It wouldn't be without the realm of possibility. He might die soon, but of natural causes, not from a grisly, horrific murder. And then I saw that it was in the same, not the same exact area, but very close to where the OJ murder happened. And you just think to yourself, especially for people who live in these massive mansions, in one of the most, if not the most secluded one of the most secluded parts of the world, really, when you think about...
Isolated from what you think is the dangers of the real world?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Well, just what it takes to live there. Think about what you have to succeed at in life, how hard it is to succeed at the things that you need to, just to be able to afford a home in that area you think would be very safe. But it's not the case. And
no one is safe from mental health crises, from the ravages of drug addiction.
Or, I mean, like, look at the OJ thing. I mean, just like crazed lovers quarrel. So anyway, but Rob Reiner, as you take a moment to think back about his life, I don't know if there's a director out there, and you and I both love film. We love movies. I don't know if there's a director out there who has had more success across multiple genres, like the kind of the way it works in Hollywood. I mean, it's very, very true for writers. Often it's true for actors, maybe to less extent, but a lot with directors as well, where you get good at one type of storytelling, and then you do that storytelling for the rest of your career. So you do dramas, you only do dramas. It's very difficult for somebody who does, like a Catherine Bigelow, for instance, who does Zero Dark 30.
Right.
She doesn't make a lot of Something About Marys.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not a lot of rom-coms in her
Doesn't make a lot of rom-coms.
Yeah.
She does very, very well at making, like, very dramatic, very real movies. The Farrelly brothers, they do very, very good job at making funny movies.
Yeah.
James Cameron, he does a really good job at making, like, big, giant, audacious, blockbuster.
Action, adventure, you bet.
Mostly it's like alien movies now, but yes. Rob Reiner, though, when you go back and look at his catalog of work, he did everything. And he did it almost to perfection. Like, there are movies out there that are just like, people look at and they go, this is a perfect movie. Rob Reiner has like 7 of those that are like perfect movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to just name you these movies. These are in succession from 1984 until 1992. And I'm going to name these movies off to you. Laura, you've seen none of them. You may have seen one. That was a joke. You may have seen some. I doubt it.
I bet she has, actually.
1984. This is Spinal Tap. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay, you've seen it. Good for you. Spike, I mean, does that movie even need any explanation?
He just made the sequel after 30 years, right?
That's
40
the tragic, sad part. He just made Spinal Tap 2. I have a clip from Spinal Tap. Let me play this here because it's worth playing. Rob Reiner also had one of the most, how do I describe Rob Reiner? He had one of the most likable on-screen presence that I can even think of. He has just and maybe it's because I heard him so much growing up that you just kind of get this idea of somebody and then he just feels like an uncle. His voice is just so warm and it's just a wonderful thing. He's also just a great director. Like all the choices that he's making in his movies for his actors, the movies almost feel like they're directing themselves, which is a sign of a really good movie. That it doesn't feel like there's any, feels like it's in its natural state.
Yeah.
Nobody's messing with
There's
it.
no useless, I should say, scenes or people or elements or dialogue even. He was a writer, director, producer.
Listen to how funny this is. This is him in Spinal Tap.
If you can see,
him and
the
Christopher
numbers
Guest.
all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11, 11,
and most of
11,
the amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's 1 louder, isn't it? It's not 10. You see, most blokes are going to be playing at 10. You're on 10 here, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. You're on 10 on your guitar. Where can you go from there? Where?
I don't know.
Nowhere, exactly. What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. 1 louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top
number and make that a little louder.
These go to 11.
I mean,
it's just heartbreaking.
It breaks your heart. I mean, it's so incredibly sad that he was taken in that way. That's awful.
I don't know if there's a better storyteller in his arena, his profession. I mean, you talk about the diversity of his work from Spinal Tap, Stand By Me, Princess Bride, Harry Met Sally, Misery.
I mean, if I've seen all of his movies, that really says something,
That
doesn't
does say
it?
something. You're totally right. A Few Good Men. I mean,
yeah, the perfect movie.
These were just that's just like a 7-year chunk of his directing career that was back-to-back movies. Those are across genres and they're done perfectly.
To perfection.
Perfection.
Just a tragic loss.
And yeah, just a very sad story. It seemed like he and his wife both, from all accounts and the stories I read, seemed like very sweet people. So that's very, very sad. Rest in peace. Okay, we've got a lot more coming up. We're going to speak with somebody from Snohomish Fire and Rescue next. Very good interview. We're looking forward to it, so stick around. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
We're taking a look at the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to transportation in the year 2025. We're going to start things off with the good, like projects that actually finished, or maybe light rail going where it's supposed to, things like that. Tuesday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
Styles change. 12s grow. But Seahawks love? That's forever. From the young fans in their fresh new jerseys to the lifelong 12s in their throwback jackets. At the Pro Shop, we've got gear for 12s of every age and every walk of life. This is the Pro Shop. Shop official Seahawks gear in-store at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/Pro Shop.
Make this the last holiday season in that old kitchen. Hi, this is Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Our solid wood refacing system delivers a luxurious new kitchen way easier and less expensive than a tear out. You won't believe the difference. Heritage Homecraft's specialty is custom cabinet refacing and quartz countertops. With Heritage Homecraft, custom means built from scratch just for you. Our own craftsmen, not subcontractors, will reface your existing cabinet boxes with 1/4-inch thick solid hardwood and add new custom-built solid hardwood doors. We can make design changes, add cabinets, install custom features, and top it all off with a brand new quartz countertop. With the holidays here, I know everyone's busy, but if you order your new Heritage Homecraft kitchen now for select install dates after the new year, I'll give you 12% off the entire project. Hey, all year long and especially next holiday season, you'll be delighted that you did. Call today, Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
KIRO News Radio, continuing coverage.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Crews now appear to be getting a handle on the Green River levee breach in Tukwila, but Brendan McCluskey with King County Emergency Management says there is still more work to be done there.
Flood Patrol has been monitoring the area, and our staff were on site on area work on repairs. However, this does not remove all risk.
He says repairs could take several more hours and hundreds of homes and businesses are still under that flash flood warning. John Taylor is director for the Department of Natural Resources and Parks. He says this could have been a lot worse.
I was relieved when I saw it because I thought it was going to be more dramatic than it was. So it's good that it wasn't as dramatic as it could have been.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is at the scene of that levee break. Luke, what are you seeing right now?
Yeah, and Aaron, I don't know that I would be close to saying that it's over and okay the way I'm looking at it. Let me describe the break in the levee here, which is not like an impact point. The river is to my right and it's flowing kind of, alongside the levee. So I don't know what caused it exactly, but it's like someone cut a cake perfectly in two places and just carved out the middle. It's almost like a perfect rectangle. But here's why I say I don't know what's going to happen, because there is a boat rescue team and another FEMA team all the way from Oakland, California up at the scene of the levee, and they're backing up a dump truck full of dirt to try to fill it. I'm sure they're all there for precautionary reasons, but let's hope for the best. That's the latest. My colleague James Lynch is also here near the scene. He has more.
Yeah, Luke, I'm about 1.5 miles to the north of you on the West Valley Highway at South 180th Street. The good news is traffic on southbound West Valley Highway is all but gone now. Perhaps they blocked it a ways back. However, if you're moving east to west on South 180th Street, forget about it. Traffic as far as the eye can see. So if you need to go to Costco, if you need to go to South Center Mall or any shops in that area, you do want to approach from the north so that you can avoid all of this traffic. Live in Tukwila, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Luke. And yeah, the city of Tukwila has actually closed the West Valley Highway southbound at 180th, Kent closing northbound at 212th. Let's get a look at the rest of the roadways now. Nate Connors is at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron. Yeah, due to our flash flood alert, as you can imagine, every single major route through Kent, Des Moines, Tukwila are all jammed up as drivers seek higher ground. And then add to this, of course, we've got the closure of 167 between 212th and 15th near the mall. And as Aaron had just mentioned, the West Valley Highway closed from 180th, essentially down to Emerald Downs. On the I-5 route, South 5 through Tukwila, bumper to bumper from the Boeing Access Road all the way down to State Route 516. At times, you're just parked. Seattle to Federal Way has actually gone up. We're at an hour and 40 minutes to make that drive. Both directions of 405, you're bumper to bumper between I-5 and the Maple Valley Highway through South Center. Federal Way to Seattle has improved a bit. Still a 50-minute drive with heavy volumes from South 272nd up to South 188th, where we just cleared a collision. A reminder, the Hood Canal Bridge is closed due to high winds with no estimated time to reopen. And the latest weather-related closure now has both directions of Highway 2 shut down in Index near milepost 35. Trees and debris across all lanes. No estimated time to reopen. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. And your forecast brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. More stormy weather is still pushing through western Washington. We're not done yet. This atmospheric river not as powerful as the last, but we are also expecting some pretty gusty conditions here. A wind advisory in effect until 10 o'clock tonight, and then again from 4 p.m. tomorrow until 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning. About 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts are still possible. Right now, we have temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Obviously, everybody listening to us just lived through a lot of water. We were talking about this earlier, Spike. 5 trillion gallons have been dumped upon us here in the last few days. That water all has to go somewhere. It gets very wet out there. People have to be rescued. We're very fortunate to have first responders who are exactly equipped to do just that and to keep people safe. Firefighter Brandon Huber joins us now. He's from Snohomish Regional Fire and Rescue. Brandon, thank you so much for making the time.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So, Brandon, give us a little...
You're supposed to be sleeping right now, aren't you? Having some sleep for you.
No, he's on the job.
I slept
Look at
in
him.
this morning a bit.
Thank
you. There you go.
Yeah.
Brandon, tell us what's it been like for you guys these last few days?
It's been busy, to put it shortly. We started kind of Sunday evening up valley in the Sultan Gold Bar area, and just as the water worked its way down the valley into Monroe, Snohomish, it was just kind of nonstop, go. But yeah, we've been really fortunate. God's good that we've had no fatalities, no major injuries, anything like that. Our teams were prepared for this, and the crews, our departments have supported us really well. So we had the equipment, everything we needed, and it went pretty good.
Yeah, can you tell us? I mean, that you're in my neck of the woods. I was just Saturday morning. Sunday morning. I was driving around and I was very, very pleasantly surprised to see that the Snohomish River has dropped way below where it was just a few days ago when it was up to like the Avenue D Bridge, which I'm sure you saw. And now it looks like it's maybe 10 or 15 feet below where it was just a few days ago. How did you guys get prepared for this as it was coming?
Well, luckily the department I work for, Snohomish Regional, we're kind of one of the training hubs for swiftwater rescue.
Awesome.
And so we do a couple times a year annual training with the neighboring departments and all of that. And we get together, and flood, as you know, in these lower lands is something that it's not a matter of if, it's when it's going to happen. So we do a lot of training from our station and neighboring jurisdictions, and get together. And just, I think it was about a month and a half ago, we did a simulated nighttime flood drill where we set GPS coordinates that would be potential patients, and we had to go out in the dark with night vision and our GPS and find these patients. And so just training and the support from our department locally to get out and do those types of things before they happen, that's really what set us up for success on this whole thing.
I know you guys are called into action far more often than you'd like to be, but you must train constantly to keep yourselves, because it's a matter of, it's not just life and death for those of us who are seeking or needing your rescue, your assistance. It's life and death for you guys every time you go on a rescue, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely can be. And especially with floodwaters, there's lots of hazards that we can't see underneath the water or even downstream from us, depending on where the current's flowing. Whereas if we lose our footing or something like that, who knows what we're going to get washed into downstream. So just kind of constantly evaluating. But yeah, just constant preparation. I think the guys that started our program 20 some years ago really kind of set us up for success today.
What's the schedule like when you guys are in a situation like this where it's kind of all hands on deck and I assume everybody's called in. There's some emergency management that says, all right, everybody's active. Let's get going. What do your days look like?
So I had my regular shifts 2 of the days right in the middle of the storm. So I was on duty already. But then our department upstaffed. We upstaffed a full entire boat crew and extra battalion chief just to be operating out of Station 31 in Monroe, just so that unit wouldn't affect all the other emergencies that were going on. They could still go out and do that. So I wound up getting an extra shift in between. So I was on for a 72-hour shift.
Whoa.
And then after that, I had a day off and then came back. But yeah, it's kind of like you said, it's all hands. And we have a pretty large water rescue team. We almost have 40 members. So we have a lot of people that kind of share the workload, so to speak. We had 3 separate shifts when things were really going off here in the Valley that we'd upstaffed for that. So it was good heads up from our department by seeing the need come in and to not overtax the people working the regular duty. Having that extra boat crew and personnel was huge.
We had a story last week about one of the first rescues we heard of along this was in the Gold Bar area, where what they called like unlicensed camping. We essentially were people experiencing homelessness in their tents along the rivers. Are you guys seeing more and more of that these days?
Yeah, quite a bit. I think I was actually on that call you're talking about, the first one that came in up in the Gold Bar area. I live in Sultan. And so when water rescue pages come out, they come across my phone, and a lot of those I'll just respond from home and go help out the neighboring departments. And but yeah, those are the people that get hit first. And we do have a lot of people that wind up building, temporary residence or whatever you want to call it along the rivers. And so as those rivers come up, obviously they get pushed out first. And maybe not paying attention to all of the warnings that have been coming.
Sure.
So that was the initial wave of a large group of the first 2 days of rescues were people like that.
I bet a lot of those folks don't even have access to updates and emergency alerts.
Yeah, probably not. It's unfortunately, the circumstances that they're living in don't really provide that type of warning or, just seeing anything coming, so to speak.
It's a testament to the work you guys are doing too, and also, thank God that people, we had no fatalities, which is kind of amazing when you think about how much property damage that we're now seeing. I mean, just today we've been focusing on this levee break down south, which doesn't look like it's maybe quite as bad as they initially first thought, which is good. But I mean, that's a lot of water flowing through the area, and it can get dangerous really, really fast. Can you talk real quick about what kinds of I'm always fascinated by this, new technologies that you guys are using? I know you just talked about with training there with night vision and GPS coordinates just to make sure you guys are versed in how to rescue people in swift water at night. But are you guys using drones and stuff like that too?
Yeah, we are. The department I work for, we have a drone program that's still kind of being set up, but we have the sheriff's and neighboring department has drones as well. And yeah, at any water rescue, when we have swift water or even static water rescues, we get a drone in the air as soon as we can because they have the FLIR cameras on there.
Wow.
And that incident in Gold Bar you're talking about, that's really what helped us and saved a lot of time and possibly those 2 lives, because when we can find them with the drone, now we're not just wandering around in the woods shouting, looking for people. We have an actual location, and the drones above can shine a spotlight so we can look up and see where the drone is and then go to work just beeline straight for where the drone is. And
your moments with seconds can mean life or death for the work you guys do. So
well, Brandon,
those 2 people and
go ahead. So go ahead.
those two people in Gold Bar, as we were pulling them out of their tent washed away.
What?
There was like mice and things crawling on them because they're seeking high ground as well.
Oh my gosh.
And so
insane.
as we pulled them out, their whole livelihood floated down the river.
Wow.
We were in about 4 feet of water there.
Well, Brandon, just very quickly here, I want to shine a light on something you did too. Is this King 5 story that Laura sent me? A Monroe resident is thankful for a firefighter who fixed up her house. Is this you that they're talking about in this story?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, that was a few years back. This sweet lady in town, we've actually become really close over the years. She had actually hit her life pendant. She's 90 at the time. She was out mowing her lawn.
What?
And we showed up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to bother you. I must have hit it on accident." And she's trying to keep her house up. And I noticed her house was in need of a lot of repair. And so my sons and I kind of went out and just cleaned up her house, painted it, fixed up quite a few things. And we have a Fire 7 Foundation that donates money and is all set up for kind of humanitarian work. And so they donated all the paint and everything like that. And yeah, we fixed up her house for her.
Oh, God bless you, Brandon. Yeah. That's fantastic. How many sons do you have? I got 4 myself.
I have 4 as well.
Do you really?
Yeah.
We should hang out and just
14.
have a beer and commiserate.
Like I said, you should have been sleeping when you took our call. Okay, hey,
That's
man,
insane.
Brandon, thank you so much for all the work you and your entire crew do. I can't tell you.
What's your kids' ages again?
17, 14. I got one that'll be 11 in a week, and then a 7-year-old.
All right, you're exactly 10 years ahead of me. All the same age range, basically, but 10 years ahead. I'm gonna come to you for teenage advice. It's a few years away from
yeah.
me.
If you have anybody that can give me some advice, I would gladly take it.
All right, Brandon, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the support. We appreciate you guys.
All right, that's brother. Brandon Huber with the Snohomish Regional Fire and Rescue. Good guy. They're doing good work out there.
Love moments like this.
Yeah, it's fantastic. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Your text messages next. Stick around. Be right back.
Thank you to all of our great KIRO News Radio listeners.
This is the moment.
For making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
Well, folks, the rainy season has arrived in force. Time to protect your homes right now. With the help of the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction, they've got years of experience in roofing and full restorations, skilled teams delivering exceptional craftsmanship, whether it's simple roof repair or a full renovation project. Integrity offers free estimates, and the customer satisfaction just speaks for itself. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Call 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF, or visit them online at integrityrc.com.
At your local credit union, WSECU, making a difference isn't just a motto, it's a mission. That's why they're honoring Washington's community champions, the everyday heroes who strengthen our communities. Steve Rabel here with WSECU board member Marcus Glasper, and it's time to announce our next community champion.
Our community champion this week is Matthew Ballantyne in Lacey. Matthew builds beds for children in need through his organization, Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Thank you, Matthew, for providing more kids the benefits of a good night's sleep.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This holiday season,
You might not realize you've had a little bit too much to drink at the company party until you find yourself pulled over on the way home for a DUI. This is Jonathan Dichter from DUI Heroes, here to remind you that even good people make simple mistakes. Our team of heroes is ready to help you through this season to make sure you can get back to the things that are most important, your family and your life. Call us now at 1-800-DUI-HERO or find us online at DUIHeroes.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at progressive.com.
What's your holiday tradition? For most, it's gathering with a joyful meal. Unfortunately, for many families, that tradition feels out of reach. To help, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors the next time you're at Safeway checkout or visit nourishingneighbors.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got a lot of text messages to get to. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today and texting in 888-973-5476. Let's get to some of these. Laura, fire away.
Well, on Rob Reiner's tragic murder, which is just
so
a story
horrible.
that I think shocked everyone. Jamestown and Eastlake says he also played a role in Sleepless in Seattle.
That's right.
Which
He
I've
did.
also seen, by the way.
He directed that movie, I believe, didn't
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He's just effortless, either in front of the camera or behind. What was it All in the Family? Was that the TV show that he was on growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see Meathead.
Meathead.
You bet. Stivic.
So he comes from, Hollywood royalty. His dad is Carl Reiner.
Yeah.
Who's one of the funniest human beings ever to have existed. And then you have his son, Rob Reiner. And I heard a story once where Carl Reiner was talking about, I think was it Tonight Show?
It's probably
Carson?
in the day.
Probably Carson.
So everybody went.
But Carl Reiner was talking with Carson, and Carson was like, hey, who do you think is funny? Because Carl Reiner's, everybody's like, you're the funniest. And he's like, who do you think is funny? He goes, well, the funniest person that I know is my son's friend. And he was talking about his son, Rob Reiner's best friend, who was Albert Brooks.
Really?
The two of them growing up together apparently were like a comedy team. And even as teenagers, where they went to school together, like as kids, they were just in a funny comedy show. They used to make their friends laugh. And then they both grew up to obviously have massive careers in Hollywood. And just a very, very sad thing, his passing. All right, you want to read some of these
360 says, this is such a tragic story. Thank you for honoring him, but his talent was handed down from his father, Carl, as you just mentioned. One of the funniest scenes in TV history came in the Dick Van Dyke Show when Carl Reiner confronts Laura, his wife, who spilled on national TV that Alan, Carl Reiner's character, was bald. He calls her into his office, where his various toupees sit atop several styrofoam heads. Meet the little lady who put you guys out of business, says Brady. Oh, my gosh. Carl Reiner was a genius, and Rob magnified that.
Pretty fun. Pretty, yeah. It's a very sad story. Very sad story. Kathy says, of all the things that have made me sad this year, this is so bad. Princess Bride. For years, my younger bro and I connected with just one line from any of his movies. That's right, Princess Bride.
Yeah.
The story of him, William Goldman is the guy who wrote Princess Bride. He's a famous screenwriter, and he wrote books and screenplays, and he's genuinely regarded as one of the best screenwriters of all time. And people tried to adapt Princess Bride for a long time. They kept coming to him, and they kept saying, we want to do it this way, we want to do it this way. But it was once Rob Reiner came to his house and sat down and said, hey, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to be faithful to the story. It's an amazing, who wants to, no, I don't want to change it at all. I just want to do it justice. And he did it. He's still it's a perfect movie.
It's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Hey, let's move on to the quick Levy break coverage because we got some really
please.
nice compliments. Monica says, thank you so much for the flood information. It was so helpful to know. I appreciate you guys so much.
We appreciate you, Monica. Yeah. Thank you. Jana in Edmond says, hopefully King County evaluates their emergency communication through the radio. I think they're too used to just thinking people go to websites. As a 37-year KIRO listener, I like answers over the airwaves. We are uniquely positioned to be able to help you in situations like that, so we're really grateful that you guys turn to us. In turn, we're also really grateful that the people who are trying to solve this problem made themselves available. We talked to King County Emergency Management. We talked to the mayor there in Auburn.
The texters who text in and say, hey, we need emergency trucks to get through to this levee.
Yeah.
Thank you all so
much. We
much.
were able just to help clear the roads, get out of the way of those emergency trucks so they can plug up those levees.
A couple people, though. Scott the Snot in Fircrest and Tumwater Bully both had the same thought I did all day long, Laura. If you could, all day long I come from rock radio, so when I heard the story of the day, all I could think of was Led Zeppelin.
Oh, there you go.
If it keeps on raining, the levee's going to break. And it was all I could do to not... I'm glad to hear the listeners of the show.
A horrible thing for a levee to break, but it's a great song. Great reason to play the song.
And they so quick on solving this problem.
Yeah, good for them.
Great work, King County.
All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We got a great week ahead. Stay tuned for John Curley coming up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment. so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news.
A minimum wage increase proposal is moving forward in unincorporated King County.
KIRO Newsradio.
Looking for a high school that nurtures both the mind and spirit? Archbishop Murphy High School is where academic excellence meets faith-based education. With a 100% graduation rate and a college prep program designed to challenge and inspire, our students are prepared for whatever the future holds. But it's more than just academics. Archbishop Murphy's robust athletics, arts, and co-curricular activities ensure that every student finds their passion and thrives. Archbishop Murphy High School believes in educating the whole person. That's why we offer a vibrant campus life where students grow not only academically, but also spiritually, socially, and physically. Don't just take our word for it. See it for yourself. Schedule a visit and discover how Archbishop Murphy High School can help your students succeed. Visit am-hs.org. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy proudly supports Archbishop Murphy High School, where your story begins. am-hs.org.